Sneaky sneak. I saw you that time. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Talk on Friday. We're here. There's Stefan brushing his teeth, being very loud, but it's okay. Hope you all are having a great morning or evening, wherever you're at in the world right now. We're going to kick off the weekend. A great show. So we're glad you're here. Our buddy Rob Grady's in the hospital. Rob, I don't know what's wrong, buddy, but I hope everything's fine. And I'm glad you're still tuning in. So obviously you're well enough to watch us. So thank you. And I hope you get better, man. So where's Corey? Lee Stokes. Hey, Lee. That's our buddy, amazing artist, amazing graphic. Does a lot of the stuff for the show. Good morning, Lee. Thank you for all the stuff you do. And thank you in general to everybody for being here, spending your morning with us because it's the best. You like my pink cup? This is it's pretty cool, huh? And my neighbor let me borrow this. She made some tea, which is really cool. So I took the cup with me. So good. So good. So, what's on your mind?
You're real exciting, man, in the morning. I'm brushing my teeth. I wanted to show people what it's like behind the scenes. Brushing my teeth.
The first time I was on the phone with you and you were doing that, I was like, what the hell's the guy doing?
Brushing his teeth. I brush my teeth and then I drink coffee. It makes no sense. But everybody,
I was going to ask you that, but
I want to thank everybody. Good morning. It's Coffee Talk. We started a little earlier. I figured we'd do a little behind the scenes. It's supposed to go on 8 o'clock, but it's all good. You know what? Just get it early.
I'm glad you didn't catch me picking my nose.
I wanted to. That's why I popped it on there, you know.
Damn it.
I had wanted to. But you're handsome. You look good today. I'm not refreshed. I'm tired. But you look good. Your hair looks nice. Your video looks grainy as usual. You look good.
Oh, does it really? It looks clear right here.
No, it looks grainy. And mine could look grainy too. I slept in my kids' room. It's a nightmare. But I got to give you, there's an old friend of the family that I got off the phone with, Jeff, and I know he's watching, Jeff and Kathy. And this one's for Kathy. Kathy always gets upset when they're friends of my parents and know me before I was a YouTube sensation. But where is it here? Kathy gets upset when I show pictures, and I think my wife took it out. Oh, well, this one's for Kathy. It's my mom. She's friends with Ellen, and we start the morning off with that. Everybody, good morning, Mama ADIKA. It's her favorite picture of mother and son. Just
hey, how was your mom's birthday? How was your mom's birthday, by the way?
She's good. She,
cool.
I mean, it's an odd time to have a birthday, right? Nowadays, it's a hard time to have weddings. It's you can't
man.
Anything these days, right? But you know what we always have here? Mr. Wonderful himself.
Yay!
Debonair Corey Levitan.
Good morning, Jim. Good morning, everybody who thought to tune in 6 minutes before we would go on.
You know what I did this because you
before doors open.
Because when Dr. G comes on, you can't get it. The guy talks so much he doesn't even know when to come on or when to leave. He's a pain in the ass, the guy. So I figured, what the heck, I might have my own screen time because he takes over the show. You got to shut him up. So today, when you see I do like this, I just pop up. All right, doctor. That means when it's my face alone, it means get the fuck out of here. Go look at somebody's colon and squeeze their prostate. Get the hell out of here. Look like this. I don't have to say nothing. We make the cues. I make the rules live because the show needs to be live. So the minute you see you see this face, it means go check a prostate.
Yeah,
get out.
You need to do this. You need to put the screen on you and just go like this.
Dr. G is great. He's going to have some good stuff to talk about. I love the doctor. It's great to have him. He's part of the Coffee Talk family. You know what? Actually, I just looked. I better take one of these. Hey, Dr. G, this one's for you. Watch me. Give me drugs. Give me drugs. Give me drugs. Give me drugs. Remember that from Saturday Night Live? Give me drugs. Give me drugs.
Yeah.
You remember that? Look.
That's when the show was good. Back in the day.
Coffee Talk in the morning. It gets me just feeling good. Puts hair on your chest. Especially, I paid a lot of money to get it lasered off. But Corey, what are you drinking this morning?
Did that hurt?
What the
Did it
laser?
hurt when he, yeah.
No, but Derek Sherinian, he went and did it too. We went to the same lady in Burbank. That guy went all the way down to his butthole. I swear to God. And the next time I came in there, the lady goes, "What's wrong with your friend?" That's right, Derek Sherinian, virtuoso. He got his asshole lasered. Think about that.
Very cool, Derek.
That's something to talk about in the morning.
Does it work, or they have to keep going back?
No,
and lasering you?
honestly, it works. It makes it. Look, my dad is from Israel, and he looks like George the Animal Steel. You got to see my dad in a Speedo. It's the scariest thing.
I
He's
would love to.
bald. He's bald. He looks like a chia pet. It's all white hair from the back, from the chest. No, this is true story. My dad.
I don't have anybody here. It's weird. Like I
You know my dad's name? Hey, you guys know what my dad's name is? And it sounds like an animal.
Kind.
No, Shabtai. I'm Shabtai Adika.
It sounds like a character on Star Trek.
My life's scary.
What?
My life-
Shabtai.
Toy
Dude,
Story or something.
Dude, don't let
Toy
Shabtai
Story.
Shabtai will get you guys. Shabtai Adika.
Shut.
Let's
Say that
meet
again,
him.
Shabtai.
I'd love to-
He doesn't like. My dad likes to yell at everybody, but he doesn't want to come on the screen.
Morning, Pat.
Let's meet him. I would love to.
Well,
bring
we've
him
already
on.
heard from him, but we'd like to see
Let's
him.
do this. We're on early because I'm so glad I get some little funny time in here because the doctor comes. You can't
Funny
interrupt the
time.
doctor. You know why I don't interrupt the doctor when he's on the show?
Because you can't.
Couldn't talk what?
No, I can't. He's got an education. He's smart. He went to school. He earned his dues for Adika to shut up. It's all respect. It's all
He's a
respect.
smart guy. Much respect, really.
You
That's all
know,
respect.
I feel like you do when you try and argue with me. Because he's definitely smarter than me, but he still comes to these kind of wacky conclusions about vaccines.
No,
But I
he's a-
can't challenge him.
No, he's a nutcase. I could tell by his eyes, but I love him. That's why he's on the show. He's
Yeah.
great. Come on. Let's do this. Let's do this really quick. Let's talk to my mom. Let's wake my mom up this morning. It's Friday. It is not 8. This is early. August 14th, 2020.
Shit.
What's going on today in your guys' lives? We love you. We're Coffee Talk. Chat with us. Talk with us. My wife's working the comments. That's right. I work for those comments, honey. Work.
Bring it, Amber. Bring it.
Hey, Mom. Good morning. It's Friday, 7:58 a.m. It's your son calling. YouTube sensation. How are you? Good morning, my love. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Kathy, I spoke to Jeff today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I spoke to Jeff, and Kathy does not like when I put your picture up.
You know something? Let me tell you one thing. That picture was the worst picture you could ever put up.
I'll never
Really?
do. Don't worry.
No, really, it's disgusting.
No, it's not. You're my mother. It's FaceTime. It's mother and son. to
Stefan,
me.
come on, give me a break. That was the worst thing you could ever do.
I'll stop it. You're my mom. I love
Show it again.
No, don't stop it.
you.
I'm mad at you for
Corey.
that.
All right, don't be mad.
Show it again.
Yeah, Corey.
He said
I
don't
think
stop
it's
it.
a joke.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. You're great,
You
mom.
put at least a decent picture.
All
of
right.
me.
Send me one. Send me one.
What?
Send me one. You still got the flip phone, right? How's that working out for you?
I ain't talking to you.
All right.
She wouldn't change your diaper. Show it again.
You wouldn't change my diapers. This is payback. This is what you get. You left me in the crib. Come on, Mom. Nobody would talk to me. I didn't talk till I was 3. I didn't walk till I was 4. And I didn't even have a personality till I was 44. Come on, help me out, Mom.
Now look what happened.
Look what happened. I got a
Look what
laptop.
happened.
I found the internet. Amber got a job. I got nothing.
He's got Heckle and Jekyll over here.
I got him 2 schmucks that unemployed. I made them part of the show. Come on. 1 schmuck met 2 schmucks. You know what we
Do they have
became?
jobs?
3 schmucks.
What do they do, these two guys?
What do they do? I don't
Do
know.
they have jobs?
I don't know. I never asked
I
them.
am a job.
Hey, Oy vey, what do you do for a living? My mother wants to know.
I am a job.
What do you do, honestly?
I'm Michael McVeigh.
He's Michael McVeigh. What do you do?
That-
Did you
that-
hit lotto?
that takes
Come
a lot
on. Come on. You hit lotto. What do you got?
I did.
What do you do?
There it goes again.
What do you do?
What do I do?
He has bad internet. That's what he does do.
I do have bad
And he
internet.
lies, Mom. He's a liar.
I'm not lying.
No, he's a liar.
It's frozen right here, but I can hear you.
He's frozen. He's out of his mind. What is
But I can hear you.
What's Corey's writing? He has a job. What are you doing right now, Corey, for a job?
I write for a city council member in San Diego. The job is going to last through the end of the term at the end of the year.
He's writing for an idiot in San Diego, I guess.
She's a great kid.
Oh, it's a woman?
He's a
It's a
writer,
woman.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
sexist.
No. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What's her name?
Rhoda.
I'll talk with her before I make it public.
Okay. Corey has a job. It's a woman, the congressman. Oive's
Wait,
gone.
where does Corey live?
San Diego.
Oh, Corey lives in San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was still in New York.
No. Oh, it's 8:01, Mom. The show started. Okay, so look, I'm gonna have to go. I just gave some people some free time before, but I love you. Everybody, Mama ADIKA's here.
Wait, where does Ivey live?
Mom, I gotta do a show now. It's over. Oive, he lives with his mother.
He lives with his mother.
He lives with his mother. No, I'm not making that up.
Full of it.
Stop.
No, I'm not.
He takes care of her.
He takes care of his mother. Don't get any ideas, Mom.
Believe me, that's the last. Oh, tell her Amber, I got.
Wait, hold on. You're on the air. Everybody, don't talk personal. Hold on a second. What do you mean? That's the last thing. You know I would take care of you.
Get that out of here.
Why?
You couldn't even catch me.
Why?
You're
Me and
gonna
you
take care
together.
of
Me
me.
and you together.
Never.
Why?
No way.
I wanted to ask
To
you.
live with you.
What's
Need your mercy? Get out of here.
why? What's wrong with me? Wake up to me every morning. Get to see me every morning.
Oh my God! I think I'll hang myself.
No, you have a fun time. I want to ask you a question. I spoke to Jeff this morning, and we're reminiscing about my childhood.
Yeah,
Crevoy, Jeff, and my dad. They were the three musketeers together, those guys. What was it like married to my dad? How was that?
Stephen, please. Why don't you live with him for a while? You'll find out.
I think when I was a little boy, I had a fantasy. I wanted you guys together. You guys, I always wanted to have that family.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You can have the family, invite them over for a few.
I want
weeks
you guys to live together, and I want to come visit you guys. I want to be able to go to your house, you and my dad together, and sleep over.
You ain't visiting me. You moved 900 miles away. Now all of a sudden you want to visit me.
I want to visit you too. Would you?
Get
You think
outta
any
here.
possible way you and my dad could ever get back together?
Never.
Why not?
Never.
Why?
Go live with him and see.
What? Do you have good memories?
Oh my God, Stephen.
All right, I love you. I'm getting out of here.
Now you love me.
All right,
You know where I'm going later? I'm going to the Madonna Inn for lunch
All right.
today.
That's nice. I have a good doctor for you to visit too, in the Royal Grande. He has a car. He'll pick you up if you need to go somewhere. Dr. FORESMAN. Not only is he a doctor, he'll drive you somewhere.
Oh, he will.
I have a date with someone from Pismo Beach.
What do you mean you have a date? How old's this guy?
What's the difference?
Well, tell me.
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean you have a date?
What do you mean I have a date? I can't go on a date?
I'm just curious. How'd you meet?
Where
That,
do you
that
get
means
to
he's
be
either
my age?
80 or 20.
How old are you now? Happy birthday. How old?
That's not your business.
But you should have went on a date right before your birthday. You could have got a gift out of him. What's this guy do for a living?
That's not your business.
Is he alive?
No, he's dead. I'm going with a dead man.
How old's the guy?
Whatever, help, it doesn't matter.
Maybe we should have Dr. G check him out to make sure he's in good condition to
No,
date you.
When it's time for you to meet your new stepdad, you'll meet him.
What's he driving?
I don't know. I didn't meet him yet. I'm meeting him in San Luis.
In San Luis. Could be meeting
Well, nobody comes to my house right away. You crazy?
What was the conversation? How long you spoke with him on the phone?
Well, he's originally from New York.
Okay. And what brought
But he
him to...
moved here as a teenager. His parents moved here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he likes a lot of things I like, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Saving the vinyl.
Wendy Krause, appreciate your mom because she's not going to be around forever. Thanks, Wendy Krause, Debbie Downer over there. Thank you.
What I mean, they're smart
Well,
people.
they're smart people. They're putting you in the ground on me already. I love you, Mom. All righty? I love you.
You should be at my age. You should be as smart as me.
How about Audrey? My mother divorced her first husband for abuse. My half brother never wanted them back together. It's getting heavy now. This is heavy. Mom, my dad locked my mom in the closet, but she was yelling too much. Remember that?
She deserves it.
Huh?
Wow.
Put that ugly picture up of me.
Oh, you're
It's
beautiful. You're
disgusting.
beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna start the show. I love you, Mom. You're wonderful. You're great. Okay.
I know I'm
Oh,
great.
Jordan the Lion wants to know: has she picked out a new Urban Outfitters bag yet to make? Without, did you get him out of that bag? Because Eric's gonna get you a kiss urn.
Actually, he's still in the bag.
He's still in the bag, Al, huh? Huh?
He's here with me he's in my bedroom.
He's in your bedroom.
Yeah.
All right. You get a kiss urn from Eric. Eric got the car
No,
fixed
I
up.
don't need no kisser.
All right. I'll have Eric call you up. That's the perfect man for
I
you.
don't need
Eric
that.
Singer
Let me
and
leave
you.
Eric alone.
You and Eric are the perfect couple.
Oh, please.
And I can tell people my stepdad's in Kiss.
That's cool.
Oh,
That's
please.
cool. He wears a wig, he wears makeup, spandex, and he's banging my mom. It's all good. It's a win-win.
I know you're nuts.
If let's be honest, do you find Eric Singer attractive?
Oh, leave me alone with Eric.
Do you think he's sexy?
I don't know. I look
What
at
do you mean
Eric
you don't
like
know?
he's
You think
Eric.
you think Eric is sexy?
Eric is Eric. I don't know.
Do you
what
ever
he
look at
is.
him and think he's sexy?
I don't look at him like that. I look at
But
him
you think
that
he's a good-looking
Eric.
man?
Well, he's not bad looking.
Well, I don't like that. I don't like that answer. It's not bad looking. You tell me. You should tell me he's.
What do you mean you don't like
I
that
don't like that
answer?
answer. Tell me he's.
Eric is Eric.
No, I don't like that. Eric is Eric. There's a kind of flirt there. He's. And I leave you guys alone.
Eric is Eric.
When Eric slept at your house, you didn't catch him walking around in his underwear, did you?
Oh my God.
I need to know. I need the answers, Mom.
There's
The
no
Kiss Army
answer.
wants to know.
The Kiss Army needs to know.
Oh, God, there's
All right,
no
I gotta
answer.
go. You just killed a friendship. Eric's not allowed to stay at your house
Good,
ever,
I gotta
ever,
get
ever.
ready because I'm going for an early lunch.
All right, you better check in with me. Make sure this guy's not his head's.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll go
really.
next week after the heat wave
All
breaks.
right. All right. I love you, Mom. We'll speak later. All righty.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Stay away from Eric.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's my mom. My mom
Funny,
likes
dude.
Eric. She likes Eric Singer.
I got a question that'll blow your mind right now. Who did you, when you were a kid, who did you wish got back together more? Your parents or the Beatles?
The Beatles.
It's a good question. It's a good question. No, I really, I wanted my parents to get back together for a long, long time. And then probably about 10 years old, I go, that's not going to happen. And went to the Beatles. Yeah, went to the Beatles. But I wanted my parents back together. But thank God they didn't. Ugh.
My parents are still good friends, which I think
You know
is
what?
cool.
You know what? Because I wish so hard for them to get back together. What's going to happen is they're going to be living with me soon, and that's going to be oh God. Oh God, I can't. I know. Dude, my life is so chaotic. I don't know. I just don't know how people do it. I'm being honest. I love my daughter, but it's the toughest job in the world, and my daughter is she's got my personality. And you know what I learned about that? That I'm totally out of my mind because she's like me. So on that note, you know what? You know, it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough thing. You know, you got a mellow daughter, Corey.
I lucked out. I got Joanne's karma for that. I was a bad kid too.
Yeah, you got a good one.
My parents wished me the whole your kid should be as bad as you. I didn't get it. Joanne, I'm piggybacked on Joanne's karma.
Yeah. My wife's in the comments going, all right, enough with my mom already. I started the show early so I could just get warmed up. It's like me doing an ab routine. It's 8:08. The show just started. It's perfect timing to rock and roll, right? I just wanted to get the tones right. You know?
Gotta warm up the voice.
So today, I don't know what we're going to talk about with the doctor. He's back there waiting. You know what?
I got an idea.
You got an idea? Well, I think he has an idea too. But before we go on that idea, I have something to say right here, really, really quick. Hey, Stefan, you, Stray Strand. Thank you very much. You know what? I don't know what I got going on here. This is called Tracy rolling out of the bed and running with the show. Alrighty. Really quick, I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsor. Alrighty, the Colonel. Stefan, it's not your daughter, it's you. You're neurotic. All right. Hey, Amber, could you stop with the comments? Can I do one thing? My wife's taking out of control over here. She's out of her mind, running the show. This is Amber. Yoko was at the session singing. Don't sing during the session. All right. Right here. Spinners, Record Shop, buy, sell, trade. Okay, they're in Tennessee, and right here they're open. Right there's the hours. Thursday, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Open. Wednesday to Sunday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Don't ask me their website, but let's do this. Let's call them on the telephone. 615-614-1771. Now, if you dial that number, you're going to get somebody to pick up and tell them that you know ADIKA. Tell them ADIKA sent you and tell them you believe in ADIKA. And if you believe in ADIKA, maybe they'll send you something. Maybe you get a discount from ADIKA. But Spinners, it's the only place that you're going to get good vinyl. You could buy, sell, trade. Hawk them China. Give them a phone call at 615-614-1771. Again, 615-614-1771.
Boom.
Boom. That's how they're actually going to do something really nice. We're going to take Talking Wax Saturday night. We're going to do something really cool with them. Spinners is actually going to winners are going to win something, and you're going to win something from Spinners. They're going to send you a little something. So find the details out. Give them a call at that number 615-614-1771. They make up the rules for my show. I have no choice. I'm out of my mind. All right, moving on from Spinners to swingers. We got somebody good coming on over here. You know who we got? Corey Levin?
Over here.
Corey, where is it? I had my wife is hawking me trying to. I don't even know where his theme song is anymore. It's all gone. What the hell happened here with this? Everything got moved around. I'm like, down here, right here.
Ask the doctor what you should do. Ask the doctor a question or two. It's all right here on Coffee Talk. It's all pain-free without the shot. All advice is free. Please call 911 if you need assistance.
Hey guys.
Dr. FORESMAN.
Hi. I hear I have to follow my cues better.
I want to ask if you saw on Tuesday the article that ran on CNN that said previous vaccines may hold down COVID-19. Some researchers say, ran on CNN, was a guy named Dr. Andrew Badley, an infectious disease specialist at Mayo Clinic.
Right.
He was talking to Anderson Cooper. He said, when we looked at in the setting of COVID, we found people who had prior vaccinations with a variety of vaccines from pneumococcus, influenza, hepatitis, and others appear to have a lower risk of getting COVID disease. So the barraging people with these vaccines, the children, it could actually help them fend off this novel coronavirus.
Yeah,
That's the thing
that
that
was
you preach
actually there was
against.
an article from a couple of months ago as well. I don't know if that's the one it's referring, but basically that was already refuted because they're trying to look at population analysis from different country in terms of rates of vaccines and different things. So as the pandemic has spread, basically it's taken away any of those potential things. But just think about what you're talking about, which is here is a vaccine against, say, pneumococcus or polio. Good morning, everybody. And it's supposed to prevent coronavirus. Now, if you know anything about vaccines, you'd actually know, wow, that shouldn't happen at all. We've been all sold that it's a specific immunity against a specific thing. Why in the hell would it actually work on other things? Because it's fucking up a lot of shit there, Corey.
It's ramping up the immune system. It's ramping up.
No, it's actually, you are correct. It's ramping up the immune system, leading to all kinds of autoimmune diseases. That's exactly what I was saying. The epidemics of allergic disease, autoimmune disease, because of a non-specific effect on immunity. So it's not too surprising whenever you have any drug intervention, such as vaccines, that you get actually profound other effects. And of course, sometimes they're going to be good. So for instance, there's these statin drugs that actually can, in some cases, cause cancer and in some cases treat cancer. Because whenever you affect a profoundly important thing, the enzyme that's affected by that drug, you can actually get benefits to it too, not just some of the negatives. So be very clear, the actual that you've just pointed out that these vaccines had other effects is exactly what everybody in the world has been telling you, Corey, is that it does a shit lot more than just actually affect one virus or one pneumococcus, which is the entire danger of the, thanks, Renee. It's a Stormtrooper Starry Night. So that's actually exactly my point. If people are making this argument that non-specific immunity is being affected, that's exactly my point, Corey. You're getting so many other effects. And furthermore, you've never actually studied how many, so we've talked about this.
Well, you've never seen a measles or a tuberculosis patient who never had any vaccines. I mean, they're horrible. These diseases are horrible, and although the vaccines might have some side effects, the diseases are way much more horrible than the side effects of and the percentages of the side effects of the vaccines.
That as well is inaccurate. So you're continuing to make my point, because actually we sell these diseases being horrible. So for instance, in 1962, before the measles vaccines, mortality from measles had gone down to 0 in most states, except for the impoverished states and where there's economic inequality, the current red states. And so when you look at the problem has always been wealth inequality. It hasn't been needing to get vaccines. It's always been issues outside of why we die from infections. Coronavirus is actually pointing out the exact same thing. Wealth inequality, health income, health access disparities are really some of the biggest reasons why we're seeing more problems. And we're probably not going to get a vaccine from that. But please, I want everybody to make sure they heard Corey's point. These vaccines have non-specific effects that sometimes might be good, maybe even affecting in a positive way against the virus. It's not true. But it does actually activate the immune system. The epidemic of allergic disease and autoimmune diseases, you can directly correlate with the increased number of vaccines that we're giving kids. That's why we have to be specific and look at each vaccine for exactly what it does. So for instance, just the New England Journal of Medicine published an article on the current vaccine. It's a phase 2 clinical trial, and 100% of people got some side effects, 100% of people, especially with the second vaccine of this mRNA vaccine that did have antibody responses. They need to go to phase 3 clinical trials. And, you know, so even in a short-term trial, you found that every single person had problems with this vaccine, whereas actually when you catch the virus, it's maybe 98% of people have no symptoms. So do you want a vaccine that causes symptoms in 100% of people, and then furthermore, or a virus that causes symptoms in maybe, depending on the age population, some smaller percentage of people, 2 to 10%. So we actually have to look at the non-specific effects of the vaccine and the specific effects of the vaccine. The idea about vaccines is to understand them as injectable drugs, everybody. And yes, I look forward to a day that if we have a safe, effective vaccine, I would recommend it. That's science, everybody. And so, but I'm going to use my cue right there and say, hey, I think your point is actually well taken if you actually look at what it means, which is there's non-specific effects to vaccines that could be good or could be dangerous. We're just not looking in the way we should to as scientists because, again, you actually bring up Big Pharma yourself there, Corey. It's actually just all about the money. And, you know, it's especially with this upcoming vaccine. And there's going to be like hundreds of billions of dollars to be made and zero liability for any complications from the upcoming vaccines. If you don't think that's a recipe for failure, you probably aren't looking.
Well, there's a lot of things that obviously that you said that I agree with too. So, and I'm not a virologist, but I'm sure if we ever had a virologist watching this, he would be tearing his hair out, wanting to come on.
No, actually, most of the virologists that aren't affiliated with the drug companies actually know this is exactly true. And so, and like we're talking about the zero liability thing, whoever develops injectable drugs, especially for children, and said, well, you know, whatever happens, there's no liability. That's just frightening, okay? And so there's zero liability for any vaccines out there, people. And when I say that, that means you and I pay for every complication. The drug companies just make the profits. Now, once again, that doesn't sound like a recipe for success for any vaccine. And so we just have to look at this intelligently and say, listen, science demands better testing from vaccines, including this one. You just saw in Russia, they released a vaccine without even having a phase 3 clinical trial. Authoritarian states do that. And, you know, we're getting very close to already being an authoritarian state in our country. So I'm not doubting that we would try something like that when you see everything else that's happening. So
can we really do better testing though? Could we wait to do better testing? Our economy is falling apart. I mean, we can't. Our
economy is falling apart because of a completely failed and screwed up strategy from our government. Okay, right. Every other country that's developed actually is sending kids back to school and has their economy because they don't have a group of
okay.
How do I say this nicely?
We agree again.
People who are not so bright, thinking that masks cause disease. And so we're the only country in the world where it's been successful at politicizing mask wearing and social distancing, other things. So we have, you know, epidemics everywhere. You know, this thing about I mean, you know, the president of the country said that kids are immune now, which is, again, just frightening. Okay. And so, and there's some people are going to believe this. Okay. And he went birther on Kamala Harris. I mean, come on, folks. These are the people you're listening to. Why would you ever listen to them? They've told you they know nothing. And so again, hydroxychloroquine, I've been asked about this repeatedly in my office, even though it's been repeatedly shown, New England Journal of Medicine, Lancet, to not work and or have more complications than actually not doing anything. So please, everybody, hydroxychloroquine does not work as a preventative agent. It does not work when you add it even to azithromycin to treat this. We have to get over that. There's a messaging force from the dark side of the force, stormtroopers, that seems to be capturing people. And the very people who want to take hydroxychloroquine are the ones who don't want to wear masks, which is bizarre. I mean, just bizarro world. Yes, I definitely am excited about the uses of convalescent plasma. Convalescent plasma meaning people who have been survived. Survive the infections and have high levels of antibodies, donating and giving plasma, and that plasma probably has the greatest possibility of actually saving people's lives. The drug that's been out there.
Do you think we could synthesize the key components of that and make it?
It turns out that there's so many other components in the plasma in terms of white cell activation and other things beyond just antibodies. But yes, there's the theory that we could just synthesize the most active ingredients and hope that would spread out to more people the ability to get the medicine. So yes, this is the beauty of Western medicine, folks, is this kind of things. It's developing vaccines if they're safe and effective. It's developing the medicines. And yes, it can be dramatic, but be clear, world, the access to healthcare, not having lead in our pipes, so many other things are more important about overall mortality in our country. The correction of wealth inequality will do more to save everybody's lives than any frickin' vaccine ever could, or any drug. And so because we're going to have more and more pandemics throughout the world because of how polarized our society has become. Not human beings, just the people who seem to make people think that hydroxychloroquine works, and they even want you to have sex with demons. I mean, come on. I mean, it's bizarre out there, folks. Wealth inequality, that's what we need to deal with. Healthcare for all, that's what we need to deal with this. So
that's
come on, everybody. What's up?
When he said that, I was like,
I just want to make sure, I hear that I might talk a little bit, and that, maybe I can take over things, but,
I'm all about it. I'm all about you taking over, Doctor. I'm always watching you. I'm watching you, but keep going.
Well,
I love you, Doctor.
I just never know, because, I'm trying to take my cues a little bit.
No, you're the best. I'm just trying to kiss your ass so you can look at mine for free. All right, go ahead.
That sounds horrible. Exactly. I mean, seriously. And the whole thing about your dad being a geopath, just frightening. Okay. And then the Speedo just pulled off the story entirely.
Wait till you see my behind. It's even more frightening. All right, go back.
I don't know. You apparently lasered it maybe. And I think Corey was interested in the laser thing because of his nose here. I think that's what he was trying to get to. If you can do an anus, you can probably do nose hair. I don't actually know, but there may have been people who've lasered nose hair. I haven't looked into it.
I think it's time for me to be a pioneer.
You could be. You should look into it because it seems to be an issue for you. And just like his friend with the butt waxing, or butt lasering, excuse me. And so
that was Derek Sherinian.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know Derek Sherinian?
I don't know Derek. Sorry. Yeah.
Derek, you watching?
Sorry, guy.
You need a better publicist. Okay, Dr. G, go back. We got our guest coming 8:30, so I'll let you go do your thing. Go.
All right, so we'll just go for a little bit longer. But everybody, the other thing myth busting that I want to break is that this is a global pandemic. Even just yesterday, somebody said, well, if the Democrats win, this will just all go away. Again, folks, this is the people dying in Peru right now and in Russia right now and every other country don't care about Democrats and Republicans. It's a pandemic. This has the politicization of masks is unique to our country, but this virus is global. Okay, it's a real thing, and so no, this has nothing to do with that. And no, unfortunately, statistically speaking, we're going to be in a shitstorm come the election time, and even by the next inauguration. And so because we've done nothing as a country, and I mean nothing of any intelligence to try to do the public health policies necessary to cut this virus back. That's why we have the problems we do. Furthermore, the sending kids back to school. There's people who repeat the myth that kids are immune. They're unequipped. We all know. I have 2 kids, 27 and 28, and I have another one too. Kids are vectors of disease, always have been, always will be. Anybody who tells you differently, so they transmit it. Now, their potential mortality is probably something like 0.1%, maybe even a little less than that. So it's, of course, a very minimal disease in those kids who also spread it to their home. And then the people who spread it in their home spread it everywhere else. So kids are vectors of disease. Sending them back to school in the middle of a pandemic is one of the dumbest things any country could ever do, but here we are. So supposedly the people who are pro-life are, for guns and mass shootings in our school and sending our kids into this, and they'll have a percent mortality that's so low, but we're still talking about thousands of excess deaths. I think I'm answering this question.
Yeah, I don't think that
thousands of excess deaths among your kids. Now, who wants a policy that says, just a few thousand kids are going to die? What's up with that? Who would ever complain about that? And these are kids that are going to have the rest of their life ahead of those. And of course, the nursing home population is more at risk. I'm not saying different, but those kids go home and can infect their parents who visit somebody at the nursing home. It's the way.
And they're also saying that you could knock this disease out in a couple of weeks and then be completely healthy, but they don't know the long-term effects, what liver enzymes, how the long-term effects it has on brain function. There's just all these things that haven't been studied yet. This virus could be fatal later in life.
There's the multi-system immune inflammatory condition syndrome that is being talked about in the New England Journal of Medicine and others, folks, where there's a high prevalence of a very severe autoimmune type condition happening in children at higher and higher rates than we've ever seen before. It's similar to a disease called Kawasaki disease related to a previous Coxsackie virus. So these viruses can cause long-term autoimmune type conditions as well too. And so yes, it's because of its prevalence, because it's so contagious and affects so many people. This idea, just because a very few small percentage of people have the complications or the death, when you multiply that over the entire country, it's an enormous problem. That we need to end the politics, the politicization of it, and just deal with the actual science of it. And so, but yes, again, we're agreeing completely on this. No, I mean, now, of course, would I send my kids to school, and even in our county right now, no. And of course, I only have a 2-year-old, so it's not relevant. And by the way, the rate of disease as you get past 10 years old, which is most children, by the way, who are going to school, starts to really jump up. Okay, so the 10 to 18-year-olds absolutely shouldn't go to school. And then we have a small subset of 6 to 10-year-olds that really are at very low risk of complications. I'm not even arguing that. But no, it's actually affecting most school children. And everybody saw that picture from the Paulding school hallway, where we're busy suspending the people who letting us know what's happening versus the people who aren't wearing masks like they should, which is, again, shows how backwards our country is. And so, I am mystified how often I hear from people in my practice, which should be a fairly, you'd think, liberal practice, about the children don't get affected. This is made up as a hoax. If the election goes a certain way, it'll all just miraculously go away. And it's amazing because they're actually intelligent people who are saying this, and they're obviously so misled in a certain area. And as a doctor, it's for all my medical compatriots out there, I feel for them, because I live in a small county and I'm in the midline. I'm not in the ERs with these things facing all these problems. So I just want everybody to know that it's a very real thing. Children are very much affected. Please protect your children. I mean, nobody likes distance learning. Nobody likes masks. And we want our kids back to school as soon as we possibly can. And be clear, if we had an effective response in our country, all of our kids were going to school. And yes, we would have the college football, the Gators would be ruling the world, as they usually do in college football. And that's because we want to make sure we have priorities here as a country. It's college football,
So I have a friend who's a pulmonologist in a local hospital here, and he's told me that he believes everybody will get this. You've told me that before. Yes. I'm going to live my life thinking, maybe fooling myself, that we can prevent ourselves from ever getting it. Because the more I read about this virus and the scarier it is. And I really do think if my family, my unit of 3 people wears masks and N95s whenever we go out and we do distance learning and all that kind of stuff, that there is a good possibility that we won't. Now, I know that you don't agree with that, but I have to live my life thinking that. Because there's
no, if that helps you, I mean, I agree. I mean, you should, we don't want to take people away's hope. Okay. So if that's a hopeful thing for you and it keeps you in a good state of mind, then it's a worthwhile thing. The actual, the masks themselves, the social distancing, all have about an 80 to 90% efficacy in terms of preventing the infection. The data that's still not out is, which I really think is the case, is preventing, the degree of infection, that the severity will be much less when you catch it if you're out with the masks and everything else. That really is what the statistics point to. I don't have enough data to prove it yet.
Of course, when the country is not 60% infected yet, once that happens, all this stuff is going to be less effective.
Correct. Okay. Of course it is. And so, yes. But on that order, yes. And as everybody's heard us talk before, it's melatonin in people over age 50, correcting vitamin D, taking care of your own health.
Vitamin C all the time.
Vitamin C is so important. Probiotics are so important, along with healty exercise, all the things we've talked about in past episodes. It's taking care of the terrain, meaning yourself. So this is a great time to just take care of ourselves. As everybody, I did a phone consult with a lady in a different state yesterday. And, I said, well, we've been calling here the COVID-10 and the COVID-15, which means 10 or 15 extra pounds everybody has. And she goes, oh, here it's the COVID-25. And I went, and I go, well, your state's ahead of us. We might be able to catch up soon, because a lot of people are staying at home and overeating and doing kind of all the wrong things to do in a pandemic, which, again, I think is because people do feel some of the overwhelm. And if you get overwhelmed, you tend to do behaviors that aren't quite as good for yourselves. And so please, everybody, I respect the virus. As everybody should respect it, don't fear it. And so you don't wear the mask because of fear. You do it out of respect for other individuals. And I know I've overtold people don't seem to be getting that. It's nothing to do with fear. It's all about respect. And I don't have that. I actually think at some point I'm going to get this. Now, obviously, as a doctor, I'm going to see more people probably than Corey that are infected, and so it's a higher probability. But along the way, the immune system will get exposed. The human will get exposed, and my immune system will react, and I expect I will do fine. I'll have to cross that bridge as I get to it.
You know, shave. The mask will fit better when you shave.
I'm respecting. And people say I look younger, but it's something about this face. It needs hair. Yeah, unlike your friends behind.
No, you look good. You look good, Doc. You look good. You look good. Hey, Dr. G.
Yes.
I want you to stay. Don't go nowhere. You have any appointments? You have anything to do?
No, well, I always have stuff to do, but I can stay around.
Stay around. You okay. Hey, do you remember Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz era? You remember a little band called Whitesnake?
Yep, absolutely.
You remember Quiet Riot, Come On Feel the Noise? You remember all that good stuff? Huh?
I definitely remember.
Good memories, right?
Yeah,
well,
absolutely, yeah.
I have, excuse me, I can't breathe, doctor. I don't want to disrespect you, but I can't breathe.
You're at home. You're not supposed to be wearing a mask unless,
I'm trying to show people the styles of masks, because this guy who I'm bringing on right now, the style of bass playing, he's a legend.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Actually, one of the first concerts I went to, I saw him open up for Iron Maiden. Quiet Riot opened for Iron Maiden, and he was the bass player of this band. He's a legend, and I'm going to bring him in here. You know what, Oive? I got to add Oive over here too for a second.
Yeah, he'll have more intelligent questions than me.
We're all going to be together. But really quick, everybody's waiting for this hour right now. I'm just trying to get my production. My production is just off kilter today. The coffee I'm drinking is a little too dark roasted for me today. It really is.
Different brand?
It's a little too dark. You know what? I used to be a dark coffee guy, but now
I'm going to medium roast.
I like a medium. I like a little light roast. It's coffee talk. We got to talk about that. But enough of that. Ladies and gentlemen, on to coffee
there
talk.
He is.
The fabulous, the legend, Mr. Rudy Sarzo, right here. Rudy, you are here. Thank you, my friend, for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rudy.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
How
you doing, brother?
We are doing good,
Welcome.
Rudy. And
Awesome.
really quick, introduce you You got Corey Levitan here. He used to work for Circus Magazine, but he got fired. So
All right,
no
Corey.
need to talk to him. We
Every
got
time.
Dr. G. If you have any health questions, we could talk
Dr.
to him
G, how are
later.
you?
And
Hey, Rudy.
And every show needs a crazy fan in the world. Oy vey. All those records, some might be yours, Rudy. You never know what's back there. But, Rudy, the main guy to talk to right now before we get... Let me put these guys back there because none of them are important because it's my show. Where's Rudy? I got stuck with you. Get out of here. Rudy, it's my show, my name. You're stuck talking to me for 5 minutes. All right? And then we'll get everybody.
Where
here.
you guys at? Because I seem to be the only guy with bed hair.
No. I got no hair, Rudy. I got no hair, Rudy. So you got great hair. I'm actually I'm in Seattle right now.
Oh, okay. So we're in the same
Washington.
time zone. Okay. Good, good. Yeah.
Same exact
Yeah.
thing. You and I almost went to 2 different schools together because you know a lot of the same people I know, and like Teddy. Zigzag.
Oh, Zigzag. Yeah.
Zigzag.
I love Teddy. Yeah.
Right now, my wife put a picture of you with Oy vey. Look, you got 2. There's Oy vey. You and Oy vey right there.
Oy vey.
And Tracy Guns. And
Tracy Guns. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a short minute in LA Guns myself.
Yeah. You were.
Rudy,
Wow.
Yeah. With Jizzy Perlman. So, Rudy, I got to see you play Quiet Riot, opening up for Iron Maiden, Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
yeah.
great show. Yeah.
It was a
love
great
that.
Great show. Great
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah.
Great time, man. It was a great time. So it's an honor to have you here, my friend. And you got a lot going on, man. You're I guess you're now in the Guess Who, right?
Yes.
Is that your most recent?
This year will be 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Time flies.
God, you've done so much, man. I mean, all the acts you play with, legends, big
Yeah.
acts,
Yeah.
great acts. And and then yourself, you do an animal rescuing. Correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Well, it's more like animal awareness.
Awareness. Tell me
'Cause
about that.
I only have one puppy.
Yeah.
So I create awareness of what's available for those who want to adopt,
Okay. That's great. That's wonderful. How long you been doing that for?
I don't know. I just started doing it one day because the technology allows me to do that. I could be standing in line at Costco waiting to go online. I'll be like sharing posts of animal, who are in need of a home.
Yeah. That's great, man. That's wonderful. And then about your show, you have your show now too, your podcast show you're doing.
Actually, it's not a podcast, and let me add that because a lot of people request downloading it, and since it's on the Dash Network, the Monsters of Rock radio station, and it's music centric. So I have a 4-hour show, and we do 2 segments of conversation per hour, and the rest is music. And because of, as you know, sync rights, when you have, if you add music to your podcast, you have to pay for the music rights. I don't know if you knew this.
No. Well, you know what? I'm learning all about it because I'm doing this show. I can't play anything. I can't.
Yeah, there you go.
They'll mute the whole thing out. Yeah.
There you go. So my show is half is music and half is conversation, and the music is related to our guests' conversation that I have with them. Let's say there's. I did one with Steve Stevens from Billy Idol, so we talk a lot about that genre of music, Billy Idol music, songs that he played on, and recordings and things like that. So it's really impossible to make it available for download as a podcast. Yeah. So it's a broadcast, just like regular radio. When you tune in and you listen to it because you're tuned into it, and it's global. So we have it at different times during the week. If it goes on at midnight, well, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere else in the world.
Yeah. So you got. So it's not like my show. You're more professional. You got like a real thing going. You got people working a little back. You have people working the hiccups for you back there. Or you
no,
do it yourself?
I do it all myself.
All
I
right.
record it myself, and now it's because of we have now the it's not just the capability. It's just that people are getting used to the quality that StreamYard or Zoom or Skype gives you, whereas before the COVID, I was doing it in the studio face to face with my guests, and now since I'm able to reach people outside of the Los Angeles area, it opens it up to
It's
even
great.
more guests.
It's
you know.
great. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is. Anybody could do a show. It's great, and you could communicate like this.
Yeah.
Our show, we try to make it engage with everybody, the audience, the guests. You make it just a normal conversation. I got to
Yeah.
ask you. I see
Yes, sir.
behind you, right? You got. I see your material back, your arsenal. Look at you. What do you got back there? What guitars, bass you got back there? I see, right?
Oh,
That
basses.
headstock.
Well, these are some of my to-go basses that I have because I use this room to record
Yeah.
music with either my own projects or outside projects. So I have to-go basses, things that are proven that are going to be studio quality instruments. I have many instruments, but there's certain that fit with the type of projects that I'm approached with.
Yeah.
So I have passive and active, and Fenders and
You
Spectres
have an
and
acoustic.
Rickenbackers.
You have an acoustic bass that you like just
Well,
want to
actually,
plug in.
I have my own signature model acoustic that I can grab and show you.
I would love to see it, man. I would
Okay.
love to see that. Yeah, let's see that, man. That's wonderful. Let's check this out. What's Rudy got here? Wow. Wait a second. I think I saw Robbie a video with.
I love this. This is kind of like in school, show and tell.
No. I you know what's funny, Rudy? I think I saw a video of Robbie Crane playing that
Yes.
bass. Yes.
Yes.
Let me see. Tell me about this one.
Well, it's from a company called Sawtooth, and this was designed from headstock to back here to the tailpiece. Everything about it is an original design, original mold, and it comes with this sound hole here that faces the player. So it's kind of like, because like traditional instruments, they have a sound hole that projects out to the audience, and so we have this one right here. But also, as I'm the one that's playing, I want to hear myself too. And not just electronically, because it's got the Fishman preamp. It's got the latest Fishman preamp, and it comes with the D'Addario strings, from the factory. But it's 24 reachable frets, because I see a fret, and I want to be able to play a lot of the acoustic basses. Whoop.
That's okay. That's okay. That's good.
I'm Latin, so I speak a lot with my hands and with my
I love
limbs,
it. No, I'm the same way.
So I just knocked the cable with my shoulder here.
Yeah.
I mean my elbow. A lot of the basses, they stop right here, so you can't, even though there's frets, it's kind of like impossible to reach. And it's a beautiful instrument, sonically and aesthetically too, and also it has the tension and the action of a regular electric bass. So let's say you're doing a show, and your typical acoustic portion of the set comes up. So you switch over to this bass, and it feels.
Wow.
It's not really in tune, but I just picked it up. But it comes with a tuner. It has a little tuner right here, so you don't even have to
Oh, that's great.
Get have to look for a tuner in the room or on stage. Yeah. So it's I couldn't be happier with this bass. It's
wow.
Yes,
Rudy, that the sound it actually picks up great on here.
Sonically, it's a beautiful sounding instrument, and what's great about it with this preamp, what you hear acoustically is exactly what comes out through the speakers. And if you need to change any of the tone, of course, we got bass and treble and phase that will kind of give you like a mid-range boost to it. But it's a beautiful sounding instrument. I mean, it's like, if you want to sound like a it has very, very fast action to a very tight sound.
Rudy, that sounded so good. Would you mind doing that one more time for me? Beautiful. It sounds so beautiful.
It's not really in tune.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You know
what?
Cable. Yeah, I got this cable that's dropping on the on the string, so it's kind of like so I'm just going to noodle around. Just
a little noodling. I love it.
Let me face it here. So it's like.
Oh, that's a
Okay. Okay. I just
beautiful,
want.
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. I have a 6-string bass that is what I was playing this morning, and making a transition because it's a strict 6-string bass tune like a guitar. Because I'm not much sure. I've been playing bass for so long that I don't have the picking technique versus my fingering technique.
So Rudy, are you more of a finger guy, right? You don't. Are you a pick guy or a finger guy?
Oh, well, when I record, I like to have picks as an option. So I got my pick.
You got your pick collection.
My
right
pick
there.
collection, and as a matter of fact, I have my own signature pick.
Let's
right
see
here.
that.
It's a signature pick.
Oh,
It's
that's
got me,
cool.
and it's made by the same company, Chromacast, that makes the this acoustic bass. Okay, and it's just sometimes you just need that attack that the pick has,
Totally.
versus using your fingers and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful, Rudy. Let me ask you now. Of course, I want to hear take me back to Rudy as a kid. Your bass influence. All right, take me back to Little Rudy now. Little Rudy. Yeah, let's go to Little Rudy, and I want to know about Little Rudy's your music. Like what got you like, this is it? I'm gonna do this this is what I got to do. This is what I want to do.
Well, what got me into it was actually, I was a Cuban refugee little kid, and it's really a journey. I mean, this is a country of immigrants, except for the natives, of course, and we'll have stories and we'll have journeys. So mine was a journey of in the 60s, very different United States, very different everything. There seemed to be less immigrants in the United States in the 60s. Of course, everybody was an immigrant, but I'm talking about immigrants that I could really relate to. So when we got to Miami in 1961, there was no infrastructure that existed in South Florida like it does today. As a matter of fact, I believe that they were trying to avoid what eventually happened in Miami.
Yeah.
Becoming more of a extension of Latin America, not only as a gateway from South America into the United States, because Miami Airport is one of the biggest, gateways into the United States from South America and from Europe, of course, But at the time, there was no infrastructure. There was no real industries. And certain Americans that had been in South Florida for many years and had retired there, they saw the influx of the Cuban community as probably a threat. And I know because I witnessed it. So my family was part of the relocation program. We were relocated to New Jersey. So I grew up. So by 1963, I was living in West New York, New Jersey, and trying to adapt to a whole new environment. Not only, coming from the Caribbean, being in New Jersey, once the winter came, that was a new experience.
Yeah.
And thank God that my dad he was a film buff, so he filmed a lot of our family experience. And I was able to put that into a DVD to give to my family members, of us growing up and stuff. And there was a lot of joy and a lot of celebration because it was a really tight family unit. My mom and dad and my brother and myself, And so I was a little kid I could barely speak English. And I was basically invisible growing up as a child to the other kids, because I really couldn't communicate with them very well. It took me a while, even living in New Jersey. So when music came, the Beatles were I think they were like the trigger, that spark that created a generation of musicians that we grew up with, from the 60s and 70s. I think it gave everybody a hall pass to basically become a musician, and it was okay. It was acceptable, and one of the things that I really liked about it was that they were not invisible to females. Girls were screaming, going crazy for the Beatles. And I said, I want that. I want that.
Yeah.
So, basically I got into music because I wanted attention. I wanted to be loved. And at the end of the day, we'll want to be loved, some way or another.
I can relate to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
To relate to that.
And but then a lot of us did that. That was our social network because being in a band. And at some point, life takes us in different paths. And mine was to fall in love with music. I fell in love with music, and even today, my love is even stronger. Just to the understanding of that we have 12 notes, just like there's 12 hours in the day, and if you're going to do zodiac, there's 12 zodiac signs. I mean, there's so much about the number 12 months in a year, and all of that, right? And that there's a relationship with every single note in the scale that we have in our culture, because there's different scales in all the cultures. Like Indian microtonal music is completely different. But in what popular music is, there's really a relationship between all of them, and mine is a journey of finding that common bond, just like humans have. We're all related. So it's the 12 musical notes related to it, And so, I find peace, I find music to be completely spiritual, and I find a lot of connection with my creator, with God, with music. It's that human experience about it.
Yeah, definitely. Do you remember where you were at 1980 December 8th when Lennon was assassinated?
I tell you exactly where I was. I was living with Kevin DuBrow in Sherman Oaks, California, of Riverside and Coldwater. He had an apartment, and I was sleeping on the floor of his spare bedroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. I can remember it like yesterday too, huh? There's a couple of things you remember exactly. We had a great question, and my wife does the comments here. She had a question. When was the last time you went to Cuba?
What was the last time I went to Cuba?
When was the last time you went to Cuba?
Well, I haven't been to Cuba. I left Cuba.
Okay, you left it. You never went back to visit, because my wife went back there. Because of we were able to go back and.
Was she born in Cuba?
No. She went to visit. She wants to be a world traveler. She's from the Central Coast, and she went there, and I didn't go with her.
Yeah.
And she went for a vacation, and she goes, "Oh my God, you would love it there, because it's like almost they have the old cars. It's back in time." And she came back with all these pictures, and it looked like just a great place, like a really just visually is just charming place. And I was like, back in time. Everything was back in time, like nothing. It was like from the 50s. It all looked like.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to ask you that.
My reason for not going back is very simple, because when we left, we were automatically became stateless in 1961, and I'm not still considered a Cuban native to the Cuban government, the communist government.
Yeah.
And so I refused to go there as a tourist to my country of birth. Very simple.
Yeah. You have family still? Family?
All of my, I'm going to be 70 this year. So all of the family that is left had moved to Miami. My mom's still with us. And so I have distant cousins that I haven't seen or never met.
Met, huh?
Yeah.
You never try to, maybe through the internet, want to read, because I'll go back and look for family members or try to research. Do you try to go on the internet and try to get in touch with anybody, or no?
Yeah, we do that, but internet is very it's not as accessible as it is in the United States.
Yeah.
Unless you're a member of the Communist Party, and I'm not even sure if they are or not. So
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Let me bring a couple of the other guys in here. I'm being
Yeah.
selfish to hog you up over here because there's so much to talk about. But hold on a second. Here's Corey. Corey, over
Corey.
there, Mr. Corey Levitan. Have you ever met Corey back in the Circus Magazine days?
We've never met, but I think we've done phoners.
Oh yeah.
You
I
did
love I love your poster, the Godzilla poster. On my show I had the Blue Oyster Cult guys because I was in the band for like 7 years, and we were just talking about Godzilla. That finally, after all these years, they were able to get their song Godzilla in a movie, in a Godzilla movie. But it's not them playing it.
That's right.
That's me when I get mad at the other guy, Dr. FORESMAN, who just popped up.
That is Dr. FORESMAN. Now here's the situation, Rudy. Dr. FORESMAN and Corey, the first time they're on the show, my wife recommended have a doctor come on once a week. I go, great. Well, they got into they didn't know each other.
We disagree about vaccines. I called them an irresponsible prick.
On my show, he called them an irresponsible prick. So, Rudy, here's what happened. I started the show out. Corey's like rolling back, but it was very funny, right?
It was funny.
So everybody was laughing, but he just lost his mind, Corey, because he's very, they got into a subject. So that whole weekend, I had to spend the weekend with my wife, and she's mad at me. I bring this doctor, he's going to be mad. I go, but it was funny. People liked it. Anyway, the whole weekend, the wife is pissed at me. And I asked Dr. G, I go, hey, would you like to come back? It was so chaotic and crazy. I like crazy. And I go, once in a while, let's do this. He loved it. And then my wife, she went quiet. And now they became best friends, these two guys.
Oh, wow.
So it's so good. I let them I do Friday with them. The first half of the show, and now it's like they're like Abbott and Costello. They're the best of friends. So there it is.
Yeah.
They're a team together.
Well, it proves that you shouldn't block people on the internet just because you strongly disagree with them, because there are other things about the person that you can benefit from in the relationship with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Very true. The Guess Who, man. You're playing with the Guess Who. My buddy, you know Brent Fitz?
Of course I know Brent.
Yeah,
he's done some shows with us. Yeah.
Great friend of mine, lovely guy. Actually, because he's played. Yeah, I was gonna say played. I mean, the Guess Who? What a great song, These Eyes. That's another.
They're all hits. Yeah,
all hits, man. All hits. I mean, are you doing now, Rudy? Are you guys doing any like? I guess nobody's doing any shows, but virtual shows. Like everybody's doing these virtual type.
It's not actually a show. It's a virtual reunion coming up next Tuesday. Is this live or is this going to be pre-recorded?
No, us.
Yeah.
This show. Oh, we're live.
Okay,
we're live.
There's no cuts. We're just raw, rock and roll.
This is a repeat, I thought. I thought this was a repeat.
Yesterday's news.
So next Tuesday is actually next Tuesday, right?
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be the 30th anniversary of Whitesnake performing at Donington. And it was actually, there's a DVD available and all of that. So for the first time, all the guys in the band, we're going to virtually unite through one of these Zooms or StreamYard or whatever. Yeah. And we're gonna hang out.
That's cool. Is it getting a little nerve-wracking, right? Like, okay, I'm doing this Zoom thing live. It's a little awkward because you're not in the room with the band, but you're in your room. So you got to okay.
But I know these guys so well. I mean, we were in the same band for many years, so it's like a family reunion. So
that's going to be cool. So wait,
when that the lineup
with... again? When exactly is that? So we could make
Tuesday.
And that's going to go live. It's going to
Nick.
Go live?
Well, actually, I'm gonna. They asked me to be prepared by 11:30 in the morning, Los Angeles time. So I think that what they're trying to do is to have because they're going to play the actual us performing at Donington, and it's kind of it's kind of like a pre-reunion talking about, hey, what do you remember about the show and things like that, and then they're going to play the show. And we went on, I believe, at 9:00, so London time. So they're timing it. So the broadcast of us performing 30 years ago is going to go on at whatever time we went on in England with the pre-conversation, which is around noon, 11:30 noon Los Angeles time, PST, Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, that's so cool. Look, you got Derek Sherinian. Hello, Rudy Sarzo.
Hey, Derek, how you doing? Derek and I, we've been doing some. We just did a project, he's such an amazing player. I mean, he's an iconic guy.
Cool
He's
guy
the man.
too.
He's a very good guy. He's a really good friend of mine. Derek,
Yeah.
I actually sent you a link. If you want to come on and talk to Rudy, if Rudy allows it, we'll let you come on. Rudy, come on. Good cop, bad cop, you and me. Come on. It's all right, right? Right, Rudy?
Can I ask some questions about Ozzy? Because that's the
No, you can't.
Yeah.
No, you can't, Corey. No. Go ahead. I'm busting chops.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Corey.
Well,
Okay.
the first thing, everybody is aware now because of the MTV show of the relationship of what Ozzy's kind of really like. That he can't, and it's funny. It's funny as hell that he can't even button his pants without Sharon telling him how to button his pants. It's great. But I imagine when it was back then, and you had the Ozzy who was drinking all the time, it was less funny. But what was the dynamic still that, or was it something else? Was Ozzy not as funny back then? Was he more evil? What was Ozzy like back in '81 when the cameras were off and he was off stage on the bus? What was it like being with Ozzy back then?
Well, he's always while I play with him, he was mischievous, childlike mischief, and that's something about musicians. I mean, we're back in the day. Come on, it was really boring going on the road. The highlight of going on the road was going to the food court at a mall, which is what Randy and I used to do. I actually wrote a book about it. It's called Off the Rails. And my motivation for writing the book was to there was so many conspiracy theories regarding Randy's death and awful stuff, really bad stuff. And so I needed to clear that up, and I just couldn't write a book about the crash. I had to start, they have to be a journey, an arc to the story. So it was like from the very beginning to Randy's passing, and beyond that, to write about the effect that Randy's passing had on everybody, because it changed our lives completely.
Now, you said before that Randy, you thought that Randy actually saved Ozzy's life in your life because you were sleeping on the bus.
It was sleeping on the bus.
It was obvious to you that he had something to do with turning the plane away from the bus, so it only clipped it instead of crashed into it.
It came in like this. I have a photo of me standing right next to the point where the tip of the wing hit the bus, and then it went over the bus and then crashed into the garage of the house that the bus was parked in front of. And there's photos that Don Airey took that were actually given to the FAA. He had to surrender the film to the FAA, that you can see the plane coming perpendicular about maybe 8 feet, 6 feet off the ground. And of course, when he was taking the photos, he was looking through the lens. He had no idea that the plane was almost right on top of his head coming into
So
the
you
bus.
believe that Randy somehow was able to influence the plane?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Interesting. That means all of music history would have been changed. All of it.
Well, it did change. It did change.
But it would have been changed much worse.
Right.
Yeah, but at least as far as I'm concerned, and as far as our circle was, it changed that circle of people, everything about the dynamics and how it affected us mentally. And because we really didn't have time to mourn. We can go through the stages of mourning because we had to hit the road within 10 days.
Now that's when you guys worked in Bernie Torme, correct?
Yeah. Bernie helped us for the first few weeks, and then Brad Gillis came in and finished the tour. Yeah.
Why did Bernie not go the long haul and Brad came in? And I know during that time, like you said, the dates were already set for the tour and what became the recording of Speak of the Devil and all that. But why, after such a tragedy, was there not any time taken? You know what I'm saying? For that?
Insurance.
Okay.
Insurance. Two factors. It's the Ozzy Osbourne band. Insurance cover basically if Ozzy, the band himself, could not continue the touring. Second of all, especially Sharon, we all knew that if Ozzy went home, he would have drank himself to death. I think, and
okay.
I think that was the priority. Even if
Yeah.
the insurance were covered, everything, still, let's say it did cover, Ozzy would gun home and drank himself to death. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the end. So it was a matter of like, keep him occupied, keep him going.
That makes sense.
And it's been like that ever since.
Yeah. I
You obviously weren't with him at the Alamo, and nobody was with him at the Alamo.
Yeah.
I mean, what a crazy thing. I mean, this tragic accident happens. You guys are like on tour, like, oh my God. And just to go the next day, it's like, it's just crazy. The headspace, just everything, the whole thing. It's just, so you guys went right after that accident, just kept the tour, nothing stopped the tour, just kept rocking and rolling, huh? Moving forward as a full show, huh?
Well, moving forward, I mean, we were rocking as much as we could just to drown our tears, basically. I remember, you're talking about Madison Square Garden. That the year before, I headlined there with Ozzy.
Oh, it was the year before you played there. Wow.
The year before, 82.
So when
and I gotta tell you, it was a wake for Randy. Banners and God bless you, Randy, we miss you, and all of that. So and I love the New York audience. They're just the most unbelievable, honest audience you could ever play for.
I remember that show, the back of my memory. You guys rocked it so great, quite right, and the audience, you had them in your hands. They loved you guys at that show. I was first row. I remember exactly that show because it was like one of them. Wow, for me. It was the first time I went with my friends to a rock show, right? First row, and just to feel it. And I know you played so many shows, Rudy, but that show, I remember like the back of my, just like it was yesterday, and how clear it was, and it was electric. You guys sounded great. It was definitely one of my things that goes, I want to be on stage like these guys,
Yeah,
and you look the same. You have not. You don't
He
look
does.
no different. I don't know what you're doing, but you look great.
CBD. I gotta tell you, it's really helped me so much, especially with focus and all around. I mean, it's it. I don't know if you guys have tried it yet.
No.
But
Okay, let's ask the doctor. We got the doctor.
We got the doctor here, Rudy.
Hey there. Are you doing just CBD alone, or doing it with some mixture with THC, or are you doing it?
Well, the main one is from a company called Life Pack Organics, and I mentioned them because I tried different non-THC, and this is the one that had the best effect on me as far as the focus and energy, and many other benefits. But definitely, Life Pack Organics, no THC whatsoever.
Were you finding you focused? Were you finding getting a little more distracted as getting older? Yeah, huh?
Wasn't distracting. It was more of a fog.
Yeah.
Very foggy.
I get like that too. I get like that. Yeah.
I mean, cannabis is a great phytomedicinal. It's just a great herbal, and for you, just so everybody understands, it's been demonized over the years unnecessarily, and playing with that as a medicine. CBD is big in the medical world in terms of, especially for the brain health, and I guess that's the reason you're taking it. And so it has a great anti-inflammatory effect. For many people, though, they do benefit from some level of THC, even if it's 10-to-1 CBD to THC or something else like that. Go to your local dispensary if you're here in California, anyways, and ask, what are you looking for? But I mean, in terms of, we use it in the cancer treatment world, we use it in so many other things, and it does have a role potentially for Alzheimer's prevention and Parkinson's prevention and a lot of other things. So CBD is a wonderful nutrient. If I had a top 4 for brain health, number 1 would be coffee, and I'm not just plugging that because the name of the show. Coffee, fish oils, CoQ10. I would actually put CBD as number 4. As the evidence comes out, it might be even more than that. So there's CBD only products that are organic, and the thing that he mentioned there is organic. CBD is a great detoxifier of the soil. So you really want organic CBD products, because if the hemp is grown someplace that has pesticides and other chemicals, it'll really suck them up into the tincture. So organic CBD products are a great thing for people to try, whether they're looking for anti-inflammatory, brain health, etc. But if it doesn't work for you, consider going to the dispensaries and have some ratio of THC to CBD. There's so many things in cannabis that are good for us, the terpenes and the phytosterols and all the cannabinoids. So yeah, it's a cool little substance. It's one of the most most interesting herbs in the world.
Yeah, for Rudy, for you, when you started taking it, how long did you feel like you were out of that fog?
Well,
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Yeah, I had tried various products before that, before Life Pack Organics, and that one took me about a couple of days. As a matter of fact, the first day I tried it, I felt something. I'm going like, wow, okay, let me keep doing
That quick,
this.
huh?
That quick. Yeah, it was pretty much immediate. So, and I love talking or hearing doctors talk about health because it's crucial for touring musicians, because we don't have any sick days.
Right.
And we live in a bubble, which means that when we tour, we have the band and the crew. And if one of us gets sick, everybody else gets sick. And me as a bass player, I've gone on stage with a stomach flu, which is one of the things that you're more prone to catch on the road because of dietary challenges. You're eating at restaurants. You have no control about who is in the kitchen and how it's delivered to you or distributed to the restaurant. So yeah, I've gotten stomach viruses, but still I've been able to get up on stage, not do a full 100% show, but it's still I am there to do the show. So for us, it's crucial to be healthy. This is not something new, and I am really pleased that certain things are, I believe, going to be the norm from now on with this hygiene. We're basically germaphobes, all of us musicians, because when we do a meet and greet, we're shaking hands, but we don't know where those hands have been.
Right.
You fist bump, and you don't even want to do that anymore.
Exactly. So this following the CDC guidelines of hygiene and some sort of social distancing, I think those are not going to go away.
Correct.
And can I add something?
Yeah.
About vaccines. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but every January or February, we have these conventions called the NAMM show, the National Association of Music Merchandisers. They usually happen in Anaheim, and we get people coming in from all over the world. And it coincides with flu season. Then again, the term flu season, I don't understand, because I don't understand how come flu happens during a season, just like hockey or basketball. But there is a flu season, right? Okay, so that's beyond my scope of understanding. Yeah. But vaccines has really helped me to either avoid it or minimize the effect of the viruses. And I'm not just talking about COVID. I'm talking about the influenza, that as you are in the biggest meet and greet in the music industry, which is you're meeting the retailers, you're meeting the distributors, you're meeting the fans, you're meeting other musicians. It's a huge handshake opportunity constantly for hours and hours, because it even happens after the show. There's performances that you attend. You either perform at, or you're there to watch other, your bandmates and friends participate. So I got to tell you, taking the flu shot has really helped me either avoid getting the flu during the NAMM show, or even minimize my recovery time, because I might do the NAMM show one weekend, and the next weekend I gotta hit the road and play. So that's what I wanted to prove my 2 cents about the flu shot.
Yeah, doctor.
Yeah. No, that's again, the main thing I don't want is vaccines mandated.
I saw Corey. Look at
they're forced on people. The main thing I would tell you, if you get the flu vaccine, make sure you get the single dose thing, so it doesn't have any of the thimerosal in it, because the multi-dose influenza vaccines do still have thimerosal. dosing yourself every year with extra mercury is not necessary. So make sure you get the single dose, and make sure you ask for that. And so that's a reasonable thing given what you're doing. I actually think you'll find, like what you do with CBD, that other nutrients like like vitamin D, melatonin, etc., play a much bigger role in terms of helping your immune system than just one isolated vaccine. But when somebody finds something, and if a patient comes to me and says, "Hey, I think the flu vaccine hurts me," you tell them not to take it. "I think the flu vaccine helps me," you tell them to go take it. If they're neutral, I don't strongly recommend it. But obviously, for certain professions, you'd actually have to think about it. But yes, absolutely. But we want a free world where people can actually choose to get them or not. I think that's the other important part of it. And so,
flu vaccines, not measles and rubella.
Rudy, you're gonna see Rumble in the Jungle right
about
now.
To meet Corzilla.
You're about to meet Corzilla. Look at him. Go there. Go.
Thank you, Rudy. I appreciate it. No, I don't want the time. It's fine.
No, I want you to go. I want Rudy to see a psycho. Go.
No. But even
it would actually kind of be fun there, Rudy. It's a fun thing to watch, actually, especially when he starts screaming and Stefan mutes him.
Oh, it's great.
It's
Rudy. It's great. Rudy, you after you see it, at first you're probably thinking, what the hell am I doing on this show? But after you see it in action, you're going to ask me for my son. You go, I got to come back on. I love your show so much. Corey, go ahead. Give us your real opinion. Go ahead.
Start the chair, Corey. Start the chair.
Come
on.
The
CDC, the so-called pro-vaccine people, even they admit that the flu virus is only about 20% effective against catching the flu. So if you find that it works for you, and that other people are getting the flu and missing shows, and that you're not, that's amazing. It wasn't what I'm basically saying is it wasn't the strongest pro-vaccine argument to make, since it's not one of the most successful, but it's not one of the most necessary either.
Get him, Rudy. Get him.
Well, I can only talk about what is actually from experience, what worked for me. I'm a member of Kaiser. I'm on Medicare, so I go to Kaiser, and they take really good care of me.
That's right. You're a senior citizen. That's wild.
I'm a senior citizen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rudy really get him. Chase him away now.
Rudy, you look great. You look great, brother.
Let me
really
tell you
good.
something. Rudy, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm not kissing your ass. You look great.
He does, man. He looks amazing.
Look like I'm jealous because you know what? I don't know what he's doing, but I want your recipe. I want to know exactly what Rudy Sarzo does in the morning. Well, he wakes up, what he eats. I want to know your whole. What do you do?
I mentioned it. I have a cup of coffee, coffee bean and tea leaf pod, with Trader Joe's granola, and I have my CBD powder that goes into the coffee.
Okay.
Because the heat activates it, and that's it.
That's it. Does it taste like anything? This powder?
No, it's completely tasteless. It's transparent.
It's just the powder you put in your coffee. That's it, right? I do
Yeah.
a scoop. What is it? A teaspoon? How much you put in this?
Well, it's recommended. It comes with a little scoop, and just put that in there.
But you're Rudy Sarzo. You're a rock and roll guy. That's CBD. Let's get crazy over here. Come on, feel the noise. No. Come on. I want to keep the image alive. Rudy Sarzo. Come on, feel the noise. And no, I'm sure. No, but really, so that's what you do in the morning. That's your ritual. You don't skip
That's my ritual. Yeah.
That's great. That's a great ritual.
Yeah.
I need to get on this. How about workout? What do you do? Cardio, anything like that?
Oh yeah. Well, I used to go to the gym because it's part of the Silver Sneakers program.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in Medicare, you get all these benefits. One of them was, I pay for a supplement, and it gives me hearing and eyesight and dental, right? And Silver Sneakers, because they want you to stay healthy. So I was going to the gym every single day, right down the street from where I live in Woodland Hills. But now I can't. But fortunately, I do have a treadmill at home, and I got some weights, and I just use that.
No, that's great.
It's not the same as getting a full body workout that you get with all the machines and contraptions at the gym. But
you know what, Rudy? I'm going to tell you something. I got the Peloton machine, right? My wife went, and I'm going to tell you something, man. It is, and I'm only using 3 to 5 pound weights, and I'm doing on the cycle the weights. arms, whole, triceps, chest, everything.
Yeah.
And it kicks your butt. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
you don't need the big workouts. You ever notice the guys with the big weights at the gym? They're all out of shape. They all got big stomachs. They don't look like you. You look like Brad Pitt. You look Fight Club. You're lean. You're a lean machine.
Fight Club.
Yes,
I love that movie.
Yes, that's you. See how I kiss his ass, Corey? He's coming back.
Yeah.
He's coming back.
I love that movie because every time I fly, I look at the cards, the emergency exit cards. I go back to that scene where he points out how happy everybody is during a crash. Drawing us on the card.
It's a great. I mean, that Brad Pitt in there. That's a workout where
he's a great actor.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
He's great in shape, and Derek Sherinian and I together, we were trying to get in shape. Did you know I got Derek fired from Dream Theater? This is a true story. Did you know that? You didn't know that, did you, Rudy?
You never told the story.
I never told the story. Rudy, I'm trying to be your friend. We're bonding right now.
Okay,
We're bonding. You and me are bonding. Two bass players. You were bonding.
Don't get me fired.
No. You're good with me. Rudy, you're fine. I'm not going to get you fired. I don't know nobody from the... I went to see Derek Sherinian play. This is a true story. I sent him a link to come on there, and I watched him. I went with Eric Singer. It was me, Eric Singer. Those are my friends. You might know Eric Singer.
Of course I know Eric.
Yeah, he'll talk to you. He's the type of guy on the phone. You talk to him, you put the phone down for 2 hours, you come back, he's still talking. But anyway, and look, you see, I made him laugh. Corey, he's coming back. So anyway, Derek, I go one day to see this Dream Theater show, but Derek's up there. So I called Derek. I go, Derek, that's not my type of music. I like songs. Like music, the bands you're in, they all have songs. I could hum. I could romance a lady too. I could remember my teenage years. There's too many notes in Derek, but it's good stuff for Derek and those people. And anyway, I watch the show. Those people. I go to those people. I go to Derek. I go, Derek, it's really nice, but I don't see you up there. It's like that song, Me and My Shadow. Where are you? I go, you know what you need to do, Derek? Listen, Derek. You need to get, Huggy Bear. Make it like sexy. Marvin Gaye. Bring it back sexy. Because you got the keyboards, the sounds. Get a black light. Get like a velvet rug, a white rug. Like be like the Huggy Bear out there. Bring the sex into it. Yeah, Rudy used to lick the bass. It was sexy what you did. Whitesnake choir.
He still does.
Yeah, he's still a little sex in it, right? So Derek goes, this is progress. Everybody's like a mad scientist in that band. So anyway, so they go. Derek goes to the rehearsals, and then Mike Pornoy, the drummer, they all see it coming in. There's lava lamps, shag rugs. They're all looking like, what the heck is this guy doing? 2 weeks later, or a month later, Derek Sherinian's in a garage with me and Eric Singer, unemployed.
Oh God!
That's the same reason Kenny Aronoff got fired from John Mellencamp. He had this entourage that he came with him, and then he was taking limos by himself. And then Mellencamp goes, "What the hell? I'm paying for this?"
Yeah. Okay, so Rudy, here's what you need, Rudy. I'm gonna tell you what you need. You need me.
Okay.
You need me. You want to change it up? Have a deaker in your corner. I'll call whoever you're dealing with. I'm the idea guy. I'll be the guy saying, "Hey, Rudy, this is what you need. Everybody needs a Red West." Rudy, I want to be your Red West. I want to be it. When this COVID thing, I want to walk around Rudy Sarzo. When Rudy just told me he goes to Trader Joe's, I can't even believe him. I'd go lose my mind. There's Rudy Sarzo. I'd stalk you.
I got a question for you guys because there's a controversy locally here about ethnic names that Trader Joe's uses, like for certain products that come from South America, Trader Jose. And there's a petition to remove that because whoever created the petition claims that it's offensive. Now it happens to be a white person that came up with that. And to be honest with you, me being Latino, born in the Caribbean, I thought that was inclusive to have a product that is ethnic to our culture be named Trader Jose. What is wrong with that?
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's too offended so easily these days about
Absolutely.
everything.
I think the only people who should be questioned about whether something is offensive is the people who supposedly are offended.
But this person is not. It's an Anglo person. It's a white person,
right?
That claims that other cultures are being offended by this and going like, no, we're not. It's inclusive. I am glad there's a product called Trader Jose.
Yeah.
It should be Trader. It's Trader Joe. Joe and Jose is the translation in Spanish.
I like it. Doesn't bother me.
No.
No, I don't think
It's like
nothing wrong.
mansplaining and whitesplaining. You know, we're getting into areas that we're not supposed to in terms of our enculturations of other cultures. When you have things like Redskins and stuff like that now, and you ask the people of Native Americans, do they like Redskins? And the answer is no, they don't. So that's not a white person thing trying to make that out. That's just like, no, this is an offensive thing. Trader Jose's, I actually didn't even know that was going on, but you wouldn't think people of Latin descent would have an issue with that. But you know, then if it came up, I'd ask people of that culture to weigh in on this before you made a movement about it. Obviously,
well, if there was a tremendous, like the logo of the jar of the salsa had this really racist, photo or drawing, but it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
I like.
So
when
they're
you
going
get
to change
intense.
Jose Cuervo now?
Yeah.
All right.
No, he was a real guy.
What about Manischewitz wine? What about that, huh? Corey.
Nobody should drink Manischewitz.
Don't drink-
That's all that is.
Let me tell you, I was bar mitzvahed in Israel in 1980, right? I'm afraid to make Jewish jokes. I can't make, but the only person I can make fun of is Corey's nose. Show him your nose. Show him the nose. Look, what a schnoz. What a schnoz. It's a beautiful thing. Look at that. You look, if we were back in the day when Ozzy was snorting ants and all that stuff, you'd really blow him out the water right there, Corey. You know? Look, the Colonel wants to know, Rudy, you played with so many great bands. Is there one that will always be the most special to you? Great question.
Oh yeah, Ozzy, because it started everything for me. I got to play with Randy and
that's phenomenal.
And that whole experience and everything that I've learned about the music industry was during that period. I would say 95% of it. Sharon who was our manager, they weren't even married yet. They got married in 1982. So we're talking 81.
Was Don was your manager at the time, and or was Sharon? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, see, Sharon was more kind of like a personal manager. But that's her dad. She learned so much from her dad, and then she passed it on to anybody that was around her. How to do things.
I have a question for you, Rudy. So at the end of your stint with Ozzy on the actually after the tours and all that, and you went back with Kevin to reincarnate the Quiet Riot thing, and then here you are playing the US Festival on the same bill with Ozzy. Yeah. Was that kind of awkward?
No, not at all. Those festivals, you're really isolated. If you want to be, because there's, it's the back of a big. It was a site. Yeah. It was not a permanent fixture auditorium or amphitheater. It was in the field. There's an amphitheater there now, but it was not there almost 40 years ago. And 40 years ago. And so it's spread out all over the place. As a matter of fact, we went in. We got that gig like 2 days before the show. Because they moved Joel Walsh from the Metal Day to the, David Bowie, Stevie Nicks Day, which was the following day. So there was an opening, and we were warming up. We were on a very short tour with the Scorpions, who were warming up to perform at the US Festival because they had been in the studio making a record. So the last show was in Denver. Barry Fay, who was the local promoter in Denver, was also the promoter for the US Festival, putting all the bands together. He saw us and said, "Hey, I got an opening for the US Festival. You guys want to get on it?" So within 2 days, we were at the US Festival playing. But then again, we flew in, did the show. We were the first ones on. Went back to the airport and got out. I mean, by the time Van Halen came on, I was asleep somewhere in Texas.
Barry Fay. That's funny you mentioned Barry Fay. That was my dad's best friend, Barry Fay, and that's a funny connection there because my dad was a manager for jockeys, and Barry would like the horses. So, that whole connection. But Barry Fay, he was big time.
Big time.
He managed. Didn't he manage the Divinyls or something? Or did
I don't know that, but he was very close with Tommy Bolin, so he managed his band.
Yeah, he was a big time. Hey, Oive, I'll let you read this. We got Brian has a question here for Rudy.
Brian says, Rudy, did you know a singer named Jeff Fenholt? What was he like? He claimed he sang with Black Sabbath.
Yeah, Jeff Fenholt, for those of you who might not be aware, he was the original on Broadway Jesus Christ Superstar singer. He played Jesus.
He became a pastor in real life, though. I
He
think.
became a pastor.
Yeah.
When I played with him starting in 1985, we had a band. It was Jeff, Tommy Aldridge, and Craig Goldie and myself.
Nice.
We did a couple of demos. We never performed live, and I love Jeff dearly. And what an amazing gift of a voice the man had. He passed away, I believe it was last year.
Yeah, he was here in the Houston area.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, anybody, I mean, just YouTube Jeff Enhold, you can hear him sing, especially live. What an incredible singer, And yeah, I believe he was in the works for being in Black Sabbath. I don't think he ever performed live. He might have done some demos or records with him. But yeah, he did have an association with the band Black Sabbath.
Yeah. I'll thank you for that question, Brian. Our friend Eric had a little stint in Black Sabbath.
He did, yeah.
He was a member of it, and actually, my buddy, do you know Tommy Clefettis?
Yes,
good friend of mine. He's plays now and with Ozzy and Black Sabbath right now. And
excellent drummer. Yeah,
excellent drummer. It's funny. He started backing his dad back the oldies in Michigan, where they would have all like the doo-wop. He actually Chubby Checker. His dad was Chubby Checker's music director, and then Tommy actually played some shows with Chubby, which is like a legend. Yeah. Did you know that? Oh yeah. Big. His dad, Tommy Clefettis Sr., was his music, director, and then Tommy as a kid would play drums for all the oldie acts that would come in there. Whether it was, I'm thinking top of my head, whatever version of the Shirelles back in Detroit, but he actually did some shows because Tommy's not this hard bashing drummer. He could play the other stuff as well, and he was doing the Chubby Checker stuff. A little a little rock and roll knowledge over there, Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy.
I saw Tommy the first time with Ted Nugent, and I thought he was incredible.
Tommy.
He's a great drummer.
He played with Mitch Ryder, which is another legend.
Detroit guy.
Stuff over there. Look, Corey, you look like you're pondering. What do you want to offend Rudy? What are you thinking over there? What are you trying to do to me? I see. What do you got cooking?
No,
Okay.
I was. This is you'll laugh at this. You always say I don't put stuff like this on the show, and you're right.
God, put it on the show.
I'm watching my screen in front of me. The reason I get lit so well is because it's the sun coming in. So I've got a window right behind my computer. Yeah. And there are actual yellow jacks and like bigger hornets that are coming right up to the screen and going, "Oh, I'm gonna get you."
So, wait. Hold on.
They're coming right up to me.
I got a legend on the show. I
know you're talking about bees and hornets.
But they're coming right up to the screen, right?
Excuse me, Rudy. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the chaos.
I'm not allowed to call you Rudy. Mr. Sarzo, I'm very sorry.
No, Rudy.
Rudy, thank you, Rudy, thank you.
Yeah.
We're friends, right, Rudy?
Yeah.
Could you be my friend, Rudy? You promise?
Absolutely.
You promise.
Give me a fake number so I feel like we're bonded after the show. Just text me your fake number. Hey, what is wrong with you, Corey? I got this guy over here, legend, the Blizzard of Oz, Whitesnake, Quiet Right, Blue Oyster Cult, the Guess Who, everything, and you got hornets. This is what you do.
They're coming right up to me.
This is why you got fired.
And this is why.
The George. This is the reason why. All right. What is it? That Rudy's going to hug you and cuddle you? What the hell with your hornets?
You guys were doing a good job. You didn't need my questions. It was good. I was listening.
Go get your kid to kill the hornets. His kid. How old's your daughter? How old is she?
9.
She's 9 years old. The guy sends his daughter to kill hornets. I
don't send her to kill hornets.
Rudy, the guy.
I sent my wife.
Rudy, the guy sleeps with a motorcycle helmet by his bed because of earthquakes. Did you know that, Rudy? Rudy,
I have no idea.
I want you, Rudy, do me a. We'll subscribe to the show. You'll learn a lot. I just, even if you never talk to me, just subscribe to the show. Show him your motorcycle helmet.
You were winning him back before.
He's my friend. We're bonded. It's enough. Now it's like my marriage. Like now we'll sleep in different rooms. We love each other. It's the love is there with me and Rudy. Here, Brian has a question for Rudy, really quick. Get the helmet, Corey. Read this from Brian.
Did Ozzy punch you for leaving his band?
What kind of question is that, Brian? Thanks for the super chat, Brian. But don't answer, Rudy. Don't answer if you don't want to.
No, I wrote about it in the book. I mean, it's
okay.
if anybody really wants the details, because
Yeah,
of course, I'm going to give you the,
Give us,
I'm not gonna,
give us a teaser so they buy the book.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's in the book. It explains everything, the how, when, and where. Because when things happen, they just don't happen like that. They build up to it. There's a build up, especially with Ozzy. Ozzy would do something crazy today. Has been building up for a week to do that crazy
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
So what in this case, what happened was that. It happened in 1984. I had been out of the band for 2 years and had already had success with Quiet Riot. Is that your COVID mask?
That's what you probably you would have wore if Ozzy was about to put a he couldn't touch you. But we'll leave the helmet on. Go ahead, Rudy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So we were doing a show in Kalamazoo, Michigan, a festival. There was a bunch of bands, and we were just added at the last minute because we have been in the studio recording the Condition Critical record. And so we were not staying in the same hotel as everybody else because we were staying in some Holiday Inn nearby. And there was a lot of my friends that were actually staying at the hotel. Guys from Night Ranger, Accept, some other bands. And I just wanted to drop by and hang out, say hello. I haven't seen him in a while. So I'm sitting in the lobby and Ozzy's there and he's really, really, really super drunk.
No.
So, and he's walking around and then he sees me and he starts yelling at me. And I'm sitting there, with my buddies and stuff. And I'm going like, I'll see you guys later. As I was leaving, he hit me, right here. And I got to tell you, he was drunk. So it wasn't much of a punch. But, this is somebody that I really respect. And we went through a lot together. And we have a certain bond, And I love Ozzy. I love Sharon. And one punch is not going to take that away, because it's what I experienced with them is way bigger than that. So that's what really, really hurt that happened. Ever since then, after that, I left Quiet Riot. And it was mainly due to Kevin making certain, thanks to magazines like Circus, promoting Kevin's anger towards everybody else in the music industry. And he did say something about Ozzy that did not sit well. I mean, Kevin pissed off everybody. I remember one time in Hit Parader magazine, they actually had a target, like one of those dart.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
With a picture of Kevin. It became a thing. It became a thing. I mean, and Kevin would look at it and says, "Oh, there's no bad publicity." And I say, "Okay, well, whatever." And but he did that, and actually it united every other band against Quiet Riot.
It did.
It did. But hey, listen, it happened. It's not the only thing that I could control about it was for me to move on from the band and not be associated with that. So the following year, I started working on putting together a band with Tommy Aldridge, and Sharon became our manager. But Sharon, as great of a manager as she is, she's so intertwined with Ozzy that 99% of her time is focused on keeping Ozzy alive, basically. Keeping him out of trouble.
It sounds like my marriage with my wife.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's those are the reality points, bullet points of what actually happened and how it happened.
Yeah.
Rudy, speaking of Condition
we
Critical,
got a question right here. Wait, hold on, Audrey. Mr.
Go ahead.
Sarzo, this is from Audrey. Mr. Sarzo, did you ever meet David Bowie, or did you pass like ships in the night?
Yeah. We have some mutual friends that played in his band. I don't think I really can't recall meeting him per se. Like having a conversation. I was in his presence, but not necessarily. Going out for a drink together or anything like that.
Laura G, wonderful shows, guys, today. Thank you, Laura G, for that. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. What was that question for him?
I was going to tell Rudy, speaking of Condition Critical, I got still in the shrink wrap, by the way.
Yeah,
great album.
There you go.
Let's see.
I have a
now.
question for you. When you guys did the video for Party All Night, was that actually done in somebody's house?
No, that was done in a set.
Oh, because
In a
it looked.
set in
I mean, it
a
looked like a
studio.
real. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Good
amazing.
video, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? The part of where the kids are ordering the pizza, that might have been a house, but I do know that it was actually where we destroyed the place. That was in the set. That was the set. Yeah.
That was in the set. I mean,
Very cool.
there he is with the helmet over here. He's back in action. Corey Levitan, Mr. Sarzo would like to know what the heck is this?
Okay,
going on?
Mr. Sarzo, the people on this show, people associated with the show, and the fans all use this as to point out how crazy I am. You tell me how crazy this sounds. Rudy, what is your strategy for when a really bad earthquake happens, like another Northridge? What do you in your mind? What are you going to do?
Just like anything bad in my life, it's gonna pass. I just sit there waiting for it to be over, and it's like, okay, it's over. That's it. Because what else can you do?
Yeah. What else can you do, Corey? Tell me.
Well, Corey's got that answer.
They tell you to run to a doorway and do this. Oh, I got helmet head. And do this, right? They tell you to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the floor above you comes crashing down on your head, what is this? Do they tell you when you're riding a motorcycle? If you fly off your motorcycle, do this?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm old enough that I can tell you I lived through the Cold War, going through elementary and junior high and senior high, right? But especially with elementary school, we used to have drills, nuclear drills. That they would sound off the alarm and you had to get under your desk in place of a nuclear attack.
Right.
Wow.
What year did you move from Cuba? What year?
61.
So
61.
that was after Castro overthrew Batista already.
Yeah, after the revolution, I arrived in Miami between Bay of Pigs and the missile crisis, right in between.
Wow.
Yeah.
What, were you scared? Does your family have connections with Batista, and were you worried?
I put it this way, and I experienced both. I experienced Batista, and I experienced Castro. And Castro changed my life, affected my life in a negative way more than Batista ever did. Of course, there's going to be people that say, well, Batista did this to me or to my family and so on. And I'm very sorry to, that happened. But from experience, if you look at Cuba before Castro and after Castro, all you have to do is just, come to your own conclusion. Let's put it this way: 6 million people did not throw themselves, left the country. Probably even more than that have left Cuba through these 40. Well, what is it, since 1959? Even threw themselves in rafts to cross shark-infested waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Just because they wanted to go to Disney World in Florida. This is a serious situation, and the best propaganda tool that Castro had is the embargo, which
because he could play victim, right?
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, if you go to Walmart is like the Chinese embassy. Everything there is from China, right? What keeps Castro from China, another communist country, from purchasing from China? There's no embargo from China. We get everything from China, even medicine, right?
Right.
It's because Castro does not pay. He takes credit, does not pay. There's no industry. The reason why Cuba can maintain afloat financially is because most of the money comes in from Miami. There's the let's say members of the family. One of them moves over to Miami, starts working and sending money back to Cuba. That's how the country stays afloat. Not only with money, but with merchandise, whether it's medicine or clothing or everything else.
Wow, very interesting.
We got there from my helmet.
The helmet makes people speak. It's like a truth serum. It's Corey Levitan. Thank you very much.
It's like that X-Men character. Magneto, right?
you Corey, you did really good. Rudy, I don't want to take up all you. I know you're so busy and everything. Any other thing we left out that you guys want to go over? Rudy, anything you want to add that you're promoting, you want to share with my people so I can bring my people to you and vice. Let's help each other. Let's get this. Oh, right. We got it here. Super chat. Tony and Susie Miller. Read that, Oive. Go ahead. Read that.
Hi, Rudy. Love your work. We've seen you 3 times with our favorite band, Boyster Cult. What can you share about your time with them?
All right.
Yeah, I just did a radio show, my radio show, 60 Degrees of Sarzo, and I got to document my experiences with Boyster Cult and really get into their catalog and how certain songs came about. It was wonderful because, one of the great things, if for people that have been playing as long as I have and have not remained in the same band through their career, is that I get to play with some of the bands and musicians that I am a fan of. And there's no other experience like that, especially when you're playing with the actual people that, were there and recorded, certain songs. For example, with the Guess Who, I took over the original bass player, Jim Cale, but we still have the original drummer. And as a bass player, to actually play with the drummer that recorded those songs is phenomenal because it's like I'm playing with a guy that I've been listening to on records all this time. And of course, he's not playing it exactly the same. There's been an evolution and a progress to his musicianship. Still, that the beat of your heart that keeps the song moving, it's there. So that's and again, playing with Boyster Cult, playing with 2 guys who writers and singers and performers on those records was phenomenal, incredible.
I didn't know this. There's a comment in here in the chat over here. Mark St. John from Kiss was in your band Driver for a short time.
Very, very short because at that time he was suffering from his condition with his hand.
Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know you got the.
Ryan syndrome is what he had.
He did some rehearsal with us and came to the time that he just could not participate.
I remember for a short time I was a kid at L'Amour's in Brooklyn. I was like maybe 17 or 18, around maybe I was a little older. Animalize, the Kiss album, and he came there with Gene Simmons, and I have his autograph somewhere. I was a little kid, but nobody's the biggest fan than this guy right here, Rudy. You see all the stuff he has back there? Look at all the Kiss stuff. Look at that. Huh?
Wow.
Awesome. It's way more than what you can see, I promise.
He's more, Rudy, he's more crazy than you think. But anyway, he's a good guy. We love him. He's our crazy guy, Oive, because I never remember his name, so I say Oive, but it's McVeigh. Dr. G, you've been a wonderful guy today. Thank you for. And hey, Rudy, you have any? I have a doctor here. Anything you want to know? Any medical stuff? Did you any concerns?
Can you do a virtual prostate check?
See?
Yeah.
Rudy?
Bend down, turn around.
Yes.
Rudy, that's.
I have to get a different view of you,
Rudy, what do you. Rudy,
act it out.
Rudy, this is why I'm Jewish, but I'm smart. I gave the doctor's here because you know what the thing is, Rudy? Look, this is why you need a guy. You wrote a book already, but if you didn't write a book, I would have told you should write a book. See, we're on the same page, me and you. You're like, I'm the guy. Like, you do things that I didn't even know you did, and I know you should do. I'm the guy. But I got the doctor here because if I get something, I'm not feeling good, I'm going to call Hakim Chinik in the middle of the night and go, hey, doc, I'm like Woody Allen. I think I got everything. My wife has a cough. I go, oh, that's it. People are going to look at this. That's the thing I want to talk before we get out of here. My wife has a cough. I'm thinking, you can't cough in public, even with the mask on.
I know, right? People freak out.
People freak out. I go, what are you doing? You're making me look bad. I go, people think we're infested. Stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to go nowhere with her. I want to leave. I go, let's just, I stay home. I like staying home. I got the gym. I don't need to see nobody. I go, stay home. I want to see people. I put a fake show and I go, hey, Rudy, I'm big and famous. Come on my show. I want to meet celebrities. Rudy, I'm big. Come on my show. This is what I do. my wife's coughing and this with the. I go, stop. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
She's gonna kill me after this show, but I love her. The
Yeah,
Colonel.
yeah.
This has been. She's gonna
That's
kill
cool.
me. But you know what
Thank
I
you,
mean?
Colonel.
It's like you can't cough now.
No, we've gone or sneeze. We've gone
Right.
from God bless you after a sneeze to basically getting clobbered.
God bless you.
Yeah.
If you're at Walmart, the world of China, right there, as you said,
Yeah.
and
The
you
embassy.
sneeze online,
Yeah.
forget it.
Yeah.
What about I see on online there's people at the Walmart with swastika. The
That's
cover.
nuts.
What?
That's
That's
crazy.
nuts.
Oh,
That's
didn't
nuts.
you see
That's
that?
nuts.
Oh, it's
That's nuts.
crazy.
No.
It's nuts.
Yes,
I didn't
and
see that.
it's insane. And then you got people, the security yelling, "Hey, it's like what do you it's like the world's gone so insane. I don't even want to go out nowhere."
Yeah. I mean, anything fascism, Nazism,
It's
communism, anything that is complete totalitarian government control. See, I want less government.
Yes.
Too much government control.
It's
I
all
want
insane.
less government. I want to be free to live my life.
It-
And whether it's fascism or communism, it's the same thing. It's all about government control.
We live in a bad Twilight Zone movie. It's really, it really is. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
Yeah.
Corey, I see you want to say something.
No, it's just
what?
that the people who are wearing the swastika is, although they probably don't love Jews and blacks, the reason they're doing it is to show that they're being forced to wear it by a fascist regime. That's their argument for it.
It's ridiculous. These are the type of people that are sticking. The wives are wearing muumuus. They're creatures. It's like this is insane. It's insanity. You know what? But you know what, Rudy?
Moo-moos with swastikas.
If you need a doctor, you need. I'll hook you with this guy right here, Dr. G. He's a wonderful guy. He's in Central Coast, California. Dr. G, I love you. Thank you for being part of Coffee Talk. Oive, I appreciate you, psychotic music fan, Kiss fan. I thank you for being a part of me. And Corey, I'm happy you got fired from Circus because now you're stuck with me. I used to work at Circus Magazine, Rudy, and I used to take out I was the mailroom boy, and I used to take out Corey's garbage. But isn't it funny how the mailroom guy, the guy who took out the trash, he has a show and Corey's my, I do this. I go, Corey, dance, do this, do that. That's it.
I got one thing.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to say, Rudy.
Yeah.
I've had the honor to play a show with you. 2 of them.
Oive, here
Hold
he goes.
What band?
I sing in a band, Tame Fury. We're out of Houston, and we played some shows. We played with you at Concert Pub North and one other venue. But there we go. Yeah, that's another show. And you guys, I apologize because it's one of the super groups you had. I don't remember the name of the band, but yeah. Anyway, my point is you were very, very cool to us, and you watched our set, and I appreciate that. So thank you.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, because you never know who you're going to be playing next. Whitesnake was our opening band in Quiet Riot, so I always look at the opening band just to say, hey, maybe I should be playing with these guys.
No, you never.
We'd love to have you.
You never know what's going to go on. And then, Rudy, what is the? Because you've done so many jams and all this stuff. Is there one guy that you have jammed with? Like, wow, I can't.
Nobody
believe I'm on
jams
stage.
anymore. Nobody.
Well,
jams
back in
anymore.
the day, is anybody
like-
in your
They have these events in Miami. In Los Angeles called the Ultimate Jam, and jam this, jam no. It's like it's so well rehearsed.
It's
prepared.
it's ridiculous. I was doing a jam, and it started with me, Tracy Gunn, Slim Jim Phantom. Slim Jim owned the club at the Cat Club. It was next door to the Whiskey. We do every Thursday night. It was me, Gilby Clark, Tracy Guns, and Slim Jim.
That was a real jam, though,
It
right?
was every Thursday. So check this out. I'm gonna name drop because you know what? I'm that guy. Robbie Crane used to come around and all that time. So at the time, Eric Singer dropped in, and we didn't rehearse. It wasn't like that ultimate thing that ultimate jam, which it was a spun off of what Slim Jim was doing. Anyway, Eric comes in with Brian May, and we did The Thrill Is Gone, and we never rehearsed it. It was just The Thrill, the BB King, and Brian May went to me, "What's that next change?" I go, F. And and Slim Jim's holding the mic. Here's a picture of that moment. Look at that. There's Brian May.
No good then.
Slim Jim, and we're playing. That's Ryan Roxy from Alice Cooper. That's the guitar he made at the time called G&P, and I'm playing the G&P bass, and that's us. Isn't that cool?
Wow,
that's
awesome.
And that was the Cat Club. It was a little bar where you just walk right in. The stage was this much off, and the people. We do Beatles, Stones. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And Tracy Guns came up with the name because we do a lot of Stones, and they called it Star Star, the Stone song, Starfuckers, and couldn't get booked anywhere because you know. But it was those are good memories, and just you know, a lot of fun. You're right. The whole loss of jamming is cool. That was a memory of mine where I got to say, like, of my life, Brian Mays. Do you have one of those? Like, there's a guy, like, you know, wow, like a cat that you jammed with, like, wow, I got to.
Yeah, Brian May. We were hanging at New Orleans NAMM show back in '85, and even John and Whistle was there, and just meeting all these guys. I mean, and they're so humble and so phenomenal and so talented.
John and Whistle, huh?
Yeah. And
Wow.
one great thing,
Cool.
meeting Brian May. Once you meet him, he'll remember your name. The only other person that I've ever experienced that with was Ronnie James Dio. Ronnie would remember everybody's name that he's ever met, and their relatives that came backstage to the show. Mind-boggling.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't remember my mom's name sometimes. You know, she gets mad at me. Yeah, Rudy. It's true. Rudy, are you a vinyl guy? Do you like records? Do you have any?
I got
records?
vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You do,
I don't play it. It's all about convenience.
It's convenient. Because we do a show. I'd love to have you come on. If you would not mind, I'd be honored if you want. And,
sure.
And just say yeah, and then when I try to email
What
you,
is
just
it?
delete. It's called Talking Wax. It's Saturday night and it's 7:30, and I got guys like Eric Singer, Mark Slaughter. They come on. You know, all these guys. And if there's somebody that another famous celebrity that under the table you don't like, I'll put you first because I love you. You're my guy.
It's just after 6 o'clock at night. That's dinner time. And
that's dinner. You're done, right?
I'm done.
We'll do mornings. You and I will do
family. It's family time.
Yeah, coffee. We'll do
Rudy's
coffee
he's so iconic, man. We didn't even touch on the Dio stuff. Or
I know we
that.
didn't. And Dio was a doo-wop singer. He did doo-wop. That's right. We didn't even touch on Dio.
Yeah.
It's like this. I just got to get the book down. There's so much to go over. Yeah, he was doo-wop.
He's got
And
a
his
lot
stuff. It's crazy. A lot of people don't know about Ronnie James Dio was doing doo-wop.
Yeah, Ronnie was in the middle, about to finish his own book, and he has the most beautiful penmanship. So he wrote it, by hand, and I hope that his wife, Wendy, gets to finish it because she was there. She knows everything. That Ronnie would have all the facts and all the stories that Ronnie would have included in the book. So, but what a wonderful experience playing with that man. I started playing with him. I was about 20 years into being in the industry, and I thought I knew everything that there was to learn about the music industry, and playing with him just brought it to a whole different level.
Yeah,
it really did.
Definitely. Look at this. Everybody's loving you, Rudy. Look at this. We need Rudy a second show. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. Thank you for your time, Rudy.
Well, if they enjoy my show, me being on your show, this is your show.
This is my show. I want you to promote. Come on.
Yeah, just join me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be on. It's Vinny Appice today at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Manchester Rock Radio. It's ad-free, subscription-free. Just go to Dash app or Manchester Rock Radio, and I'll be on at 2 p.m. Los Angeles time, talking with Vinny Appice for about 4 hours.
Oh, that's great. I had Carmine on the show, which was another legend. Carmine, beautiful guy.
Love him. Yeah.
And I got to thank Derek Sherinian for introducing us. You know what the funny thing about Carmine? You know the movie Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Great movie, right? It's a great movie. I grew up in Brooklyn, Canarsie, same neighborhood where they filmed Goodfellas. So Carmine's from Brooklyn. And Carmine, I want to get him back in the show to talk about this. He used to play the clubs in Brooklyn as a kid.
Yeah.
And one of the clubs he played was Henry Hill from Goodfellas. It was his bar. And Carmine goes, if Henry tells you got to meet Paulie, the real Paulie, you're going to have to go. You have to go. And I go, oh my God. I didn't even know that. Like Carmine played Henry Hill's like the club. Yeah. Did you know that about? Did you know those stories? Oh, great stories. Love it. And he's a great guy.
My phone is about to die.
All right, we're gonna let you go. We'll let you go. Thank you for your time, Rudy.
Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you soon, my friend.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
You too, brother.
Bye bye.
All right, Mr. Rudy Sarzo. Great show,
What a great
everybody.
guy, man. Yeah.
Great job
show.
there, Seven.
All righty.
What a good guy. So much passion.
Yeah, good show. Corey, you were wonderful today. Dr. G, you guys all added in here. That was a long show. We went overtime. I didn't think we were gonna go this long because the guy got so much to talk about.
And our number stayed high the whole time. Good deal.
And I know nothing about his music career. So anyway, that's great.
All right, guys.
Corey
Yeah, he's
Levitan.
a great guy, man.
Okay, guys.
He was one. All right, Dr. G. I want to thank you, man, for coming on the show. Very, very nice. Dr. G, where can everybody follow the doctor? You know what? Don't even talk, doctor. Look, right here. Middle path, medicine.com. If the doctor talks, it's going to go another 2 hours.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we don't need that. Corey Levitan, you are on, all your stuff is in my descriptions. You don't need to speak. And really
We're
quick,
doing another video this weekend, Skylar and I. It's going to be "Don't Breathe So Close to Me." And we're getting in the hazmat suit, and we're going to her school.
when are you going to do a release to this one?
Sometime this weekend.
Okay, no date, no release, no special release date.
It's a surprise.
Okay. Any Patreons?
That's gonna be a good one.
Any Patreons you want to do a quick shout out for, Corey?
My Patreons have remained the same since the last time, and they're all great. I love them all.
All right.
Especially Levi. He and his son, his 4 or 5 year old son, sent me a very cute video opening the Levitan swag we sent them, and Skylar does a thank you note to patrons too, and that was really nice.
That's beautiful. Oive, anybody you want to do a shout out and thank you for?
I'm up to date on mine, and again, I just want to reinstate. Thank you guys so much for everything you do for the show and for us individually. We appreciate everything, and it wouldn't be functioning without you. So keep watching, keep telling your friends to watch, and just share the love because we like to make you all happy.
Yeah,
so.
we do love you guys. And really quick, I want to do a little shout out to Maya. We got Deborah. Yeah, she just joined again. Thank you, Deborah, for joining. And I got over here. We got Just the Facts. He's another guy. Thank you very much, Just the Facts. And I
want to see his Elvis clips.
Oh, over here. And there's my girl. We got my girl Laura G. There she is in the house right there. Laura G, I want to thank you guys very much for being a part of Coffee Talk, making Coffee Talk happen and bringing my friends, the doctor, Oive, Levitan, me, and our guests into your living room, into your bedroom. If we're sitting in your hot tub, your bathtub, thanks for inviting us. Thanks for inviting us. You know what? Tomorrow it is Saturday night. It is we'll be here. Oive will do Talking Wax Saturday, 7:30 p.m.
Is it a rematch? Is it going to be a rematch?
We're going to have to do a rematch. We're going to have to do something. We had Royce, Dirty Royce. He took a showdown. So Patreons, if you're a Patreon to my Patreon, definitely, I'm going to put a link in there. And if you have 5 records, 1 record, I'm going to put you in for 5 rounds against Dirty Royce. Who are you? First one that has 5 records, I will put you on the show. I'm going to do an order. First one. I'm not going to just the first one right now that goes to my Patreon and has 5 records. They want to go challenge him. I'm bringing you on, baby. Bringing you on. Actually, Spinners Record Shop, right there. They are donating 3 vinyl records for the winner. Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. I love the logo.
Out of the 3, I think you pick 1. But if you know what, to get the details of the contest, the winners, call 615-614-1771. Again, dial 615-614-1771. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. If you call them, tell them that you're getting hocked by China because ADIKA sent you. That's it. I want to thank again Mr. Rudy Sarzo for coming here. Yeah. Here's Rudy's book right there. And that's not his book. That's a show. And that's his web address where you can find him. Look at Spinners. They just want they want to give it away. But who has the stuff to compete? Other than that, hey, Coffee Talk with ADIKA. Like it, love it, subscribe to it, or else you're in big, big trouble. Big trouble. Yeah. All right, we're out of here. It's the weekend.